She had said she didn't need him. She would have to do without him for a while then.
Yeah. Yeah, for a while, but not that long. Ooh, that's right. Welcome back. What's up, Internet? All the things. This is the Nerdy.
The Wordy.
The Book Club. My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And I think that the actress playing Lanfear is hot enough, I guess. I don't know. Is this...
That's the discourse for the day. Yeah, she's very sexy. I don't know what the problem is.
Is professionally attractive actress professionally attractive enough for professionally attractive role? I don't know.
Well, not for some people.
Yeah, that was the dumbest take of the week. I read a tweet that was I know. She's only 4 years younger than Rafe. And I was like, what does that have to do with anything? She's a 3,000-year-old demon woman.
Literally. And Robert Jordan writes the women, the hottest women in his books are the ones who have, matured into their beauty.
That's true, yeah.
Morgase, Lanfear, everyone Matt is attracted to before Sanderson took over.
That's true. Yeah.
He likes mommies, okay? And she's mommy.
Father Newsom, thank you for being a member for 10 months. Good morning, Nerdy. Good morning, Rooster.
Great.
Happy Book Club Day. And yes, we're going to make that stick.
I do not foresee it sticking.
Nerdy and the Rooster. Nerdy and the Rooster doing book club. Nerdy and the Rooster.
Well, we'll see about that.
Nerdy and the Rooster doing book club.
Jesus Christ. I should change my little emotes from a dragon to a rooster.
We should get you a backup Instagram, but we'll call it the Rooster.
I'm sure someone already has that.
You'll just be the Rooster on Insta. Yeah.
I'm actually Rooster from Annie.
Blue. Mm-hmm. Gosh, dang, Blue's here to make shit green. Thank you for 10 gifted members.
We now have 10 new people who can go watch 2 audiobook reactions that we dropped yesterday.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
On the Patreon and the YouTube member panel, you can watch Chapter 31 and 32 audiobook reactions to Towers of Midnight. Yes. There's going to be a lot of audiobook reactions coming up on those places. So get ready, because here I come.
Yep. Thank you, Blue. Thank you so much for those gifted memberships. Let's go.
I just want to make my point very clear about the Lanfear thing before we move on from it.
That she's hot.
No, it's not even that.
Oh.
I don't care. If she's a good actress.
Yeah. Honestly.
It does not matter to me.
Fair.
At all.
That's fair.
But I am actually attracted to women. And not just the idea of women that I've come up with in my head that doesn't exist in real life.
Or underage women.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Look, I'm not anti-anime in any way, shape, or form. I'm not. Mm-hmm. However, I will say the one thing I find concerning about anime culture is the way it sexualizes underage people. So...
Fair. Yep, I think that's fair. I don't think you're the first person to bring that up, so don't think you're alone there.
Yeah, it is weird. It's just one of those weird things that...
Yeah.
I got the weirdest comment on the YouTube yesterday on our Fullmetal Alchemist reaction.
That was bonkers. That was something else. Kenny, welcome back to the Nerd Table. Thank you so much. Does Clara sometimes feel like she wants to be hit by lightning when Nerdy sings? By lightning?
Okay.
Like I'd be lucky?
Do you hate me? Because you ain't me?
What?
Oh, got her.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Is Blue's name going to be Blue now? Yeah, I guess it is, because Blue is a mod. So Blue does have a blue name.
Blue is Blue, yes, correct.
He's Blue Abadi Abadai, Abadi Abadai, Abadi Abadai.
Welcome to the Mod Squad, Blue!
Yes, thank you. We're going to be adding some mods because we have a big thing coming up. It's called the Role Play Relay.
What?
168 straight hours of Dungeons & Dragons where 2 teams face off. No, they don't. They tag team to switch back and forth. So that they can play Dungeons & Dragons on stream for a week.
Here's the thing. They might face off if we hit our next stretch goal in an actual relay race.
That's right. We are just over $800 away from the $5,000 goal. We are already over 200% funded, y'all. So everything past here is just cupcakes.
Just extras.
Just cupcakes. But
I can't think about cupcakes anymore.
The Kickstarter for the relay is happening. And I'm excited because I wanted to have some really cool frickin' minis for the relay, right? So I bought a resin 3D printer because resin printers make good minis, and our other 3D printer is broken. It printed 3 things and then it broke.
Literally, I don't know what happened to that thing. I'm so upset.
And so I wanted to show off my first 3D print for the relay. Well, these might not end up in the relay, but this is an owl bear. Look at how beautiful it turned out. This was my first one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so there we go.
Love it.
I actually printed 2 of them at the same time because resin printers, because of the way that they print, they use UV exposure. They actually don't take longer to print more. Unlike a traditional 3D printer that has to it takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
It took 3 hours to print both of these.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Pretty
it would have been
amazing.
like 15 on a regular printer. And so, super stoked about this. One thing I wanted to throw to the community, if anyone is interested, if you have STL files that you're like, I would like to see this, or like, I made this in Hero Forge and I would like it to show up in the relay. I can't pay you for it, but if you have STI files that I'm not going to get sued for printing and using in the show, send them to me at nerdynightly@gmail.com. I would love to, like, I don't know how I'm going to find enough stuff to print for this. So if you've just got shit that you're like, I've got this like funny little orc guy that I have an STL file for and I wouldn't mind if you use in the relay, send it to me. If you're not comfortable with that, don't do it.
Don't.
This is not a demand. This is a polite ask. I'm just gonna we're gonna need a lot of characters and minis and things. And so, yeah, I need help.
We will gladly take
But we have 2 owl bears. Look at how cool they are. I didn't mess up.
Cool. Robin says, welcome back to the nerd table. She's chopped shoes and Peaky Blinders. I've heard that's amazing.
We should react to Peaky Blinders.
We should do that.
That might be a series to replace that thing we're not doing on YouTube anymore.
Yeah. No, I think she's going to be amazing. I'm genuinely hyped, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think her vs. Rosamund Pike is going to be, like, the pinnacle of my bisexual existence. You know what I mean?
What?
Well, they, like, fight, right?
Oh, you went back to Lanfear.
Yeah.
You need to transition the conversation to what you want to talk about.
That's what we were talking about that's what they said in their message. We were talking about, she was great in Peaky Blinders. I think she's going to be amazing as Lan. That was on you. That was on you. That was not on me.
I was like, my brain just went fully into we should react to Peaky Blinders. And then I made a joke about not putting Attack on Titan on YouTube anymore. And then you started talking about fighting Lanfear. And I was like, I don't know what that has to do with what the conversation we're having. But I was just in a different conversation in my head.
Attack on Titan is the Lanfears we made along the way.
Kenny Theology, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat. Let's go.
During the musical troop scene, one guard tells Brigitte that she hopes she gets hit by lightning because she's singing is so bad. Right.
So
that does happen.
You're saying so wait, Nerdy is a professional singer and you dislike it. You should sing an aria, I think.
Ave Maria.
It's beautiful. No, you gotta go. You gotta give me Phantom of the Opera, please. The shrill, like, upper.
No, people have headphones in. I don't want to do that to headphone users.
I could turn down the volume by a lot.
No, it's all right. Arya Stark. Is that Kermit? Yeah, pretty much. Oh boy, guys. We've got a great show today. Are you excited to watch the Nerdy Wordy book club?
Oh my god, someone needs to make us a Narg STL file.
Oh, a Narg. That's funny. Yeah. I might be able to do that.
To make one?
Yeah. In Hero Forge. I might be able to pull that off.
Oh, in Hero Forge. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Do you have this untapped skill I didn't know about?
No. Hero Forge is a great website that does not sponsor us, but that I'm a huge fan of.
We would take their sponsorship.
And, yeah, we might use that. There was some other... other housekeeping. Y'all, there will be a show next week. We will be doing... what's on the schedule. There will not be a show the following week.
Yes, we are literally doing
as we'll probably be in Disneyland.
Yeah, so next week we will be doing the show and then we will be running to the airport. So just so you know, we're like, it's going to end right at 2, and then we're going to get the hell out of there. Yeah,
so we are going to have to push back the next episode, but we will be in Los Angeles.
Sunny
for
LA.
Anime Expo. If you're coming to Anime Expo, let us know. And we'll see you there. We're going to weeb it up and hopefully not get murdered by Attack on Titan fans. Hopefully. They've threatened to do it, so... Yeah. Can't wait. King Grogu SW Rojas. I'm curious what you favy macaroon and milk?
What?
You know what? We had some macaroons over the weekend last weekend. And there was a cookies and cream one. No, the tiramisu one. The tiramisu one with a dark chocolate almond milk. That would be my favorite.
Honestly, the vanilla one that we had
was pretty good.
Was banger.
That vanilla one with sweetened vanilla almond milk.
I would drink that.
Let's go.
Yeah. Blue, thank you for the super chat.
Blue, thanks so much. Nerdy, you want me to send you the STO files to nerdynightly email? Yeah, everyone, if you want to email me, it's just nerdynightly@gmail.com. I read all of them. And so send me stuff. Unless spoilers. Y'all, mods, be careful. Someone sent Memory of Light spoilers to the Twitter yesterday.
Yep.
Thank you to all the community members that reached out to let me know.
Yep.
I do appreciate it. I was able to block them. But apparently, Attack on Titan fans are now trying to spoil the book series for us. So get ready today. It might be a bumpy ride.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how this goes.
But everyone just know we love our mods and we're grateful for them.
Yeah, mods, thank you. I don't know what the fuck we would do without you.
I think that's all of today's housekeeping.
I think so.
Support the Roleplay Relay Kickstarter. And let's get into the Wheel of Time. Clarus, how did you feel about this week's reading? Chapter 21 to chapter 33.
It was good. I had no real strong feelings. I definitely know what my high is already.
What? You had no strong feelings this week?
I mean that the books are constantly at this level now, and I am just riding the high of it. It's not didn't like this and love this. I don't feel all over the place. I just feel like the books are taking me on an incredible flight. And it's just I don't have what we experienced in the slog, where I was trying to find the things that I loved about it and working past the stuff I didn't love. This whole thing is just I feel giddy. I get so excited for book club. I get so excited to do the reading. The chapter reactions were really fun. I'm just happy. I'm just very happy. I already know what my high is. It's been good eating, you know?
Matthew Howarth Jr., thank you for that super chat.
The super chat.
Your random musical numbers are why I am here. I'll try and sing more then. Also, let's make Clarooster official.
What?
I'm going to change your Twitch profile for your final streams.
My Twitch? I'm leaving Twitch.
I know. For your final streams, you'll be the Clarooster.
Oh my god.
So I disagree wholeheartedly with everything you just said.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was all over the place with the reading this week.
Okay.
I know what my low is immediately.
Oh, well, I know what your low is as well.
I really, really, really love the book right now. Don't get me wrong. I really, really, really want to punch Gawyn in the left nut.
That is totally fair.
When he recovers, I want to sock him in the right nut.
Yeah.
And just tell him to grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
But even that I think is interesting and well written. Gawyn,
yeah.
I get it now. All the hate for Gawyn, I'm like, oh my god, I fucking understand. This dude is miserable.
I defended Gawyn in the beginning, and I still will. From having the information that I had, right? I love Gawyn. I explained why I found him very relatable and very well written. And I do think he is still very well written. But yeah, God, I just want to
I just want to fucking sock him in the jewels.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, I really loved a lot of the Perrin stuff this week, the Vial stuff. I like that. I feel like Perrin and Vial's relationship is different after the conversation they had last week. I really enjoyed a lot of the Matt stuff, even though I'd still get taken out by some of the over-sexualization stuff. That it's not even that I have a problem with Matt sexualizing the women. It's just clunky the way that it's being done.
It feels very 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I also think that anytime Tuon's brought up, I'm reminded that she still exists. And that she wasn't just wiped off the series. But
I know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm loving this book. I think that Gathering Storm and Towers of Midnight are both fantastic, and they're both making me really want to read Brandon Sanderson books.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm just kind of sitting here
Yeah. I'm not saying what we're doing for book club after this, but some Brando Sando is definitely a strong contender.
Yeah, and Jesus Matt is fun to read. Jesus Rand.
Yeah.
Jesus Rand is fun to read.
Can you put the cap on that knife, please?
There's no cap in this room.
Okay.
I didn't. It was on your desk without a cap on it. So.
Oh, there should be a plastic cap. It's fine.
It's far away. I'm excited to read more Brandon Sanderson because I really think that his understanding of the tropes of fantasy and how to use them in tropey ways while also subverting them is so fun. Mm-hmm. And it's really energetic reading. I feel like his books, because the biggest difference between Brandon Sanderson and Robert Jordan isn't the characters or anything like that. It's really pacing, right? And there's sometimes where I think that pacing is too quick, and we're going to get into a couple times in this reading where I think there are some like missteps in terms of that, particularly when playing with the timeline. But for the most part, I think that the way that Brandon Sanderson paces out action and paces out dialogue is like it keeps you invested instead of like sometimes with Robert Jordan, I feel like I was like slowly falling asleep because it was very like sit back in your own mind and imagine this world as I paint a picture. Yeah. It was a little bit like watching Bob Ross paint where you're like, God, you are so good at this. And also it's so slow and soothing. Whereas with Brandon Sanderson, I feel like I'm like edging a little bit.
I don't know. He's Mormon. I don't know how you feel about that one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that his writing is so fun and I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's, yeah.
Should we get into the chapters themselves?
Into the nitty gritty of it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Chapter 21, Towers of Midnight.
This is my favorite icon.
This is an open gate. Yes, the Black Power Trollocs.
Right.
We start over with Perrin. Perrin is getting his like report about the state of the world.
It's the morning report. Balwer is Zazu.
No, he's not.
Oh, come on.
No, Balwer is too angry. Zazu is a coward.
Zazu is frustrated.
Balwer wants to watch the world burn.
Fair.
No, just the White Cloaks. But Balwer is one of the most spiteful human beings I've ever met in my life. And
I'm here for it. Yes.
I love Balwer. We are Balwer stans in this house.
Absolutely.
But Perrin's getting his morning report, and they just are casually like, oh yeah, it's crazy how that like Forsaken was in Andor.
I know. Morgase is like, what?
She's just throwing teacups around the room.
I did love that moment. Balwer's like, hey, just so you know, you and Matt, you fucked. Yeah. People want to kill you.
And Perrin's like, what else is new, dude?
Yeah. Tell me something I don't know.
My friends want to kill me. My enemies want to kill me. At this point, who doesn't? Yeah. Who doesn't want to kill me? I like Balwer is Randland's CNN. No, Balwer is much more reliable than CNN. Let's not dirty Balwer's reputation.
Yeah. No.
By conflating him with CNN. CNN's made some mistakes lately. Wheel of Time. Thank you for that joining of the Nerd Table.
Welcome to the Nerd Table.
Balwer's the type of guy to steal the backs off his ex's earrings.
That's so funny. Oh my god. Balwer's the type to bring you chocolate chip cookies, but they're actually fucking raisin cookies. You know what I mean? Be like, look, have some. I know they're your favorite. You bite into it and you're like, the fuck is this?
Yeah. So then Morgase kind of loses it fairly. And Perrin is like, yo, I'm gonna go fight the White Cloaks. We're gonna go do the fight because that's the only option. We also learned that the Sanchin and the Aiel are now in a blood feud.
They're talking about it.
No. But conditional. They're like, if they give us our wise ones back in a year and a day, then totally fair. They Guy Shand them. That's the law. But if they don't, blood feud.
I love it. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Do you think this series lasts long enough for this to matter?
The blood feud?
Like, do you think that there is a year and a day left in this series?
No.
I don't think we'll ever get to this.
I think that like was maybe one of the sequel one-off little novelettes that like because didn't.
Oh, you think the Sanchin are going to survive the last battle?
As a like community, like as like a what
nation?
Do you call it? As a nation? I think that like parts of their I think that in some ways they will, yes. I don't think anybody makes it through this the same as they were before.
I just think that like since Sondheim has fallen apart back home.
Sondheim?
Sondal? What is it called?
Shandar,
yes.
Not Sondheim.
Since Sondheim has fallen apart back home, may he rest in peace. Love that man.
Oh God.
So since Sondar has fallen apart back home, I feel like there's an element of I don't really know how the Sanchin can survive, right? Like I feel like the element of the Soldams finding out that they can all channel has to come up at some point. I feel like we've been talking about this plot with Elaine for so long that if that doesn't get passed along to the Sanchin, like it's one of those things where like you can only bring something up so much in fiction before you have to tie it off, or else it just becomes this like dangling weird thread of time that you made your audience sit through. And so I don't know. I feel like Tuon's ability to channel will probably factor into the final battle in some way.
Yeah.
Or at least in the epilogue where Tuon will be like, oh, hey, like, wait, we can all channel maybe. And also, like, what am I the empress of?
Yeah, I think it will be, like, a little disappointing if the whole, like, the Soldams can also channel thing doesn't come into effect in a big way. Mm-hmm. Like, that is revolutionary within their culture, right? Like, that is absolutely earth-shattering. And I would be a little disappointed if it didn't like really, factor in at all. I
wouldn't mind it if it wasn't brought up so much, but because of how much the books talk about it, it's like, the whole concept of Chekhov's gun. Yeah. But in this case, it's if you pointed at Chekhov's gun for 3 million words. And you were just constantly like, there's a gun, and it didn't go off. You'd be like, well, that was weird. That was a weird part of the play. Yeah. But at the same time, this series has a lot of those. Mm-hmm. Like, who killed fucking Asmodean? I know I keep bringing it up, chat, but who fucking killed Asmodean? I find it like this series does kind of leave a lot of dangling threads that I'm hoping are tied up. But I don't think it's going to get to all of them. Mm-hmm. And so... We'll see. We'll see as we keep moving forward what happens with that. But I love the idea that the Aiel are like, we're not mad at them yet because they gaishand, and that's fair.
That's fair.
But on June 23rd, 2024, if they do not return our women, we're gonna fucking burn them to the ground. Blue,
thank you so much.
Blue, why are you gifting membos?
God damn.
Why? Executive producer Blue out here does not like seeing gray names in chat.
No more gray names. Green and blue only.
Blue's having a good Friday. God damn.
Wow. Oh, my God. Wow. Blue, thank you so much for 20 gifted.
Well, guys, a blue explosion.
Go watch the fucking, not now, but later.
I was about to say, we're in the middle of book club. Stay here.
Go watch the audiobook reactions. Oh, wow. Thank you.
We get an interesting moment where Perrin's like, yo, Balwer, you want more money? And Balwer's like, no. If you pay me more, people will be suspicious.
And Perrin's like, you know what? Good point.
I was like, well, Balwer is so petty that he's like, I don't care about money.
Yeah, he's like, I only like working for you.
I just want the White Cloaks to burn in hell.
Guys, you're right. It was me. I killed Asmodean. You figured it out.
So then we cut to Rodel Iturralde. And this is where I think that the pacing of this book is a little bit weird. Because this is in the future. Mm-hmm. This has to be, like, in the future. So within this chapter, we are now jumping timelines, right?
Yeah.
Because this has to be after the end of Perrin's section this week.
Yeah.
Because this fight happens after the Veins of Gold.
Yeah.
And so this is where, like, jumping back and forth in this timeline, because at the end of this, we'll go to Morgase's point of view, which is back in the timeline that Perrin is in. Mm-hmm. Within this chapter, we just randomly have Rodel Iturralde's future fight that is not at the same time as the other 2 point of views in this chapter. And that, to me, is confusing and unnecessary. Just put it in a different chapter.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It was only weird for a second, and I was like, wait, is this saying that Perrin is caught up, but he can't be caught up because then we get to the Veins of Gold later with him? And I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
What is happening?
It does kind of all, like, make sense and come together timeline-wise, but it is a bit convoluted for the sake of splitting up the books the way that they were split up, I guess.
But to do it in the middle of a chapter where you're going to bookend it with point of views that aren't in the same timeline is confusing to me.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
No, I hear you for sure. It's weird. Yeah, I think that, like, I honestly think that Rodel Iturralde's stuff, like, there's enough of it interspersed throughout these chapters. It could have been its, like, own whole chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch that happens. It's really interesting. Watching him and his brain work is fascinating. What is that?
I don't know. Hello? Yep.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it might be important. Anyways, yeah, I think that Rodel totally could have had, like, his own chapter or section in the book. I don't really know why it's structured the way that it is, but it is. And so, like, that's fine, I guess. Rodel's being a badass. You know, he's fighting off the Trollocs. He's like, God, I really hope that Rand shows up because otherwise we're fucked. And the Borderlanders are, like, not letting them through the gates, you know? They're like, no, we don't want you here. You're technically, like, an invading force. And luckily, Yoeli, I think is how it's pronounced. I know they, like, said it in the audiobooks, but I can't remember.
What?
Was that important?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's all good.
Good?
Yeah, I just have to send some forms to that TV show I was on. They need some Ontario resident stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, so Yoeli's like, you know what? We should probably let these people in because all for one and one for all against the Trollocs, right?
Yeah.
And so he saves them.
He saves them.
They would have been fucked. Rodel's like falling off his horse. His men are dying around him. And, he gets saved in the nick of time.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good scene.
Yeah.
People die. It's sad.
It's very sad.
They make it to Maradan.
Yep. And then we get Morgase and Tallanvor have a moment. He's a little bit butthurt because Morgase is like, no, I'm not going to marry you just because some dude is like, get married, right? Like that, I think that was like pretty fair of her.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's like, it's not really fair. I've been in love with you for like, I don't know, 20 years.
The Tracan family is either full of bitches or falls in love with bitches, and that is just a fact of life. Elaine's got fucking Rand, who is the world's biggest little bitch. Gawyn is a bitch, and Morgase is now in love with Tallanvor, who's a little bitch.
Whatever. He's like, look, like, it's too hard to be near you. It's the same thing you did with me. You were like, look, I'm in love with you. We either have to start dating or spend less time together.
Yeah, but I didn't go, I'm in love with you, but I'm so butthurt about the fact that you don't want to marry me today because someone told you to, that I'm going to go fight a war 7 countries away.
Wait, he's trying to fucking help with the last battle.
Cool, man. Thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much.
I'm just saying, you need to have...
You're calling yourself a little bitch?
There's a difference between me going, hey, cards on the table, I'm in love with you, and we need to have a mature discussion about this, versus if I had walked up to you on deck 8 that day with my gelato and been like, so, I'm never speaking to you again. I love you, but fuck you. I'm going to spend all of my time on a different deck than you. It would have been, that would have been dramatic. You would have been like, this boy is gross.
Well, here's therapy. The thing. We didn't get a scene where Morgase went to talk to Tallanvor after that whole thing happened.
Because she didn't. Because she's going to go talk to him, and then she's like, oh no, I can't. I have to.
She gets distracted by something else.
To go eavesdrop.
Yeah.
So she never talks to him.
Morgase could have also had that conversation of like, look, I know what happened was awkward. I'm not going to marry you just because some dude is like, yeah, get fucking married.
Okay, but Morgase. Okay, here's the thing. Morgase not having that conversation with him does not make. What's his name? Tallanvor. Morgase not having that conversation with him does not make Tallanvor's response to her not his responsibility, right? He is still responsible for how he maturely responds to her, whether or not she comes to him first. And in this case, he behaves in a very immature fashion.
He thinks that she like hates her, and he's like, I'm just gonna remove myself from the equation.
Right. Or side point, he could have walked up and been like, hi, being as I understand that life is hard because we've lived difficult lives and you've been through a lot, I would like to say that I love you and I would like to ask what happened back there. Because that would be the mature thing to do.
I think...
Rather than starting with, hi, I'm going to fight a war in another country.
I agree with you. There is the fact, though, that, like, Morgase is a queen, was a queen. He still sees her as a queen. Like, he doesn't see them as equals. And, I just don't think that he was, like, comfortable enough to, like, speak to her in that way because he still sees her with like this kind of reverence. And I'm not saying that that's like correct or healthy, but I understand it, right? Like they're not they're not on the same like playing field in his eyes, and so he's like, you know what, I don't want to make this harder for anyone, so I'm just gonna leave. I'm like, I get it. I think that, yeah, communicating would be the better decision, because we've seen people do that in this series and it actually works. But I don't like
I just would have had
him for
one conversation before I was like, I'm going to go fight a war in another country.
Fair enough. But she's like, hey, so Robin was the one fucking around with my mind. Would you mind waiting a little bit before you leave? And he's like, you know what? For you, anything.
Arazu! Thank you for 5 gifted members.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that, friend. Appreciate that. Christian Rapper says he can fight the last battle someplace else also. He doesn't have to stick with Perrin. That's the same shit I was saying about Lan. All of these men are like, there's a specific place I have to fight the last battle. And Randy's going around being like, guys, everything is the last battle.
Yes.
Get fucking ready.
I'm the last battle. You're the last battle.
Everybody's the last battle.
Yes, literally.
Last battle.
Yeah, I just think it's like a complicated encounter.
Last battle with Nerdy and the Rooster.
No, it's not gonna catch on.
So she is like, okay, that's fucking dumb. Don't do that. Come sit down. I need to tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a man named Gabriel. Actually, his name was Robin. Actually, who knows what his actual name is?
Fair.
But the name we know him by is Robin. He was a bad man. He did bad things to me. But he's dead now, and everything's okay, except for the fact that Gawyn still thinks that Rand killed me. But we'll get to that later. And Tallanvor is like, okay, cool, chill. I'm sorry that you were mind attacked by a Forsaken. That's
rough, buddy.
You know what? This time I'm gonna say that's not your fault. That one, not on you.
That's
weirdly,
not on you. Yeah.
Weirdly, not on you. Chapter 22, the end of a legend. Did you think Rodel Iturralde was gonna die in this chapter when you read the title?
I didn't read the title.
What?
I don't always read the titles of chapters. In fact, I think most of the time I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
How? You open the page and it's there in giant text.
Yeah, I go to the little text first.
That says a lot about our relationship.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Stephanie Quintella, thank you for being a narg. Hello, guys. We'll watch later. I am late this week, but ready.
No worries.
Have a nice weekend to all. We have our Lanfear, by the way. Let's go.
Yes. Love to
They
see
would
it.
drop Lanfear just in time for Pride.
Oh my god. Yeah, of course.
At least Toronto Pride, which I guess is not the Pride they probably care about, but
true.
We'll be very gay tomorrow.
Only tomorrow, though.
Only tomorrow. You can only be gay one day a year.
Yeah. You only get one gay.
Only one gay.
God damn.
I'm still baffled that you don't read chapter titles. I think that's so weird.
No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like, they're inconsequential, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's strange.
Like, for the first couple books, I never looked at the icons at the top of chapters until chat was like, the icons. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, remember
something.
Remember when chat was like, oh, the icons are like big spoilers? And they were like, not?
Well, they're just, let you know kind of like who's in that section, which I guess is a spoiler, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but there was a period on this podcast where people would be like, did you notice the chapter icon?
And I'd be like, yeah,
it's Matt's hat. Like, yeah, it was a Trolloc, and they fought Trollocs. Like, I don't know. People thought that they were like this big brain. I think it's more that like Rand is like riding along, and if the thing at the beginning is like a Trolloc thing, it's like, oh, he's gonna get attacked by Trollocs in this chapter. Or Dark Ones, or yeah. Like, I can understand why that would be like a teeny bit spoilery, but yeah, I don't even look at that. Yeah. Did you think he was gonna die in this chapter? Yeah, I read the end of a legend and I was like, oh fuck, Rodel Iturralde's gonna fucking die. And then I started to read, I was like, wait, why is this about Gawyn? Who fucking cares about Gawyn? Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, more Gawyn. Yeah. He's like seeing his youngling buddies and they're like, I don't know if we want to become warders. And he's like, you know what, it's fine, I got you. Wait, someone sent me STL files that are Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time. Thank you for sending Wheel of Time STL files. Thank you so much. Let's go. I'm going to seed little Wheel of Time characters throughout the relay. Why not? Why the fuck not? So Gawyn is hanging out. He's drinking he comes up on some boys. His younglings, yeah. And they're like, we don't want to be warders.
orders. And he's like, that's fine. You can be soldiers. And they're like, really? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
I like love that the men are so like, wait, we have a choice in our lives? What we consent to matters?
Soldiers don't get to make a lot of decisions for themselves.
Zedrock, thank you for...
Zedrock, welcome back to the Nerd Table.
Join the nerds. I hardly ever catch the chapter titles. Just want to get into the meat of the next chapter, miss the icons as well.
See, I'm with
Y'all,
you there.
How?
I'm with you.
Pursoon, we are in chat 22. Joe G, think of that super chat.
Yo, thank you.
Good indicator that each of you is advocating for the person similar to your partner in the situation.
For the person similar to your partner. Oh, in the Tallanvor Morgase thing. Because I was saying you, like, came up to me and had a conversation. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
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 We make a good team.
I just think communication's so important.
It is. We've literally seen in this series that shit happens when people talk to one another.
Well, and we, like, had a fight yesterday. Like, kind of. Like, we, like, almost fought yesterday. We got close.
We did?
Yeah. We got close to a fight yesterday, and then we, like, chatted about it, and we didn't fight.
It didn't feel like we were close to a fight.
Oh, it did to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, we got, like, close to a fight yesterday, and then we, like, communicated our feelings, and then didn't fight. And it was nice.
I guess. I don't know, like, we don't really, like, fight. Like,
because we communicate.
Yeah.
Guys, the communication is important. It helps.
We are not Perrin and Fael, that's
we are
for sure.
not. We are Perrin and Fael on top of the hill.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We are Shahanar, Perrin and Fael. But only that one night. So...
Oh, man.
So...
yesterday was so long. I was like, what happened yesterday? And I was like,
oh my god. I can't believe you said that you were, like, not super excited about this reading. This week's reading was fucking crazy.
No, I mean, I was riding a high the whole time. Like, it was just, like, all good. Like, I didn't have the ups and the downs. I don't know.
So basically, he, like, goes to see Brian, and he's like, Brian, like, I need advice, man.
Brian.
Oh.
I heard Brian, and I was like, who the fuck is Brian?
Jesus Christ. Brian is like, yo, dude, maybe, like, I don't know, grow the fuck up. And Gawyn's like, I don't wanna.
You can't make me.
I'm supposed to be the Prince of the Sword.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna go to Egwene's room. And he walks around, he goes to Egwene's room.
Yeah.
Just in time to see the shadows move. And it's fight time. And Gawyn...
It's Morbin time. Sorry, it's Craven time.
You do not want to be on... You are the most unhinged you've ever been. You are just, like, constantly distracted away. I can't get through a fucking sentence today without you making a joke.
That was a sentence and a half. That was pretty good. Officially, Sam, thank you. Welcome to the Nerd Table. All hail Arzu, legendary supporter of my two favorite Canadian fantasy book podcasts.
We're getting nowhere today.
Guys, we're a favorite Canadian book podcast.
Thank you. We were on a list.
Fantasy book podcast, yes.
We made a list, you guys.
We're on somebody's list. Is it a good
Turvok, thank you for joining the Nargs.
Turvok, thank you so much. That's Life of Brian is literally what my brain was. I was like, who the fuck is Brian?
Oh my god.
Father Drusen, thank you for the super chat. You're Perrin and Fael if Fael was a rooster, not a falcon. Wow. No, no. I don't need my husband to yell at me to know that he cares. Like, I'm not about that. What's she looking for?
I'm looking for that email that we got.
Yeah, I don't know. We were like number 50 on a book.
Oh,
list.
this. So feedspot.com ranked us in the top 80 book club podcasts. So we were on an official list of the top 80 book club podcasts. We were like number 54 or 55.
Official. Let's go.
Official. Guess what number 1 was? The Bible.
That's not a podcast.
It is. If you do a podcast about the Bible.
So if we do a podcast about the Bible, we're number 1?
No. There's a podcast about the Bible that's number 1.
Oh, I was like, okay, well, that's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, you know, we're in good company, you know what I mean? We got the Harry Potter and the Sacred Text.
Yeah.
Who, you know, I'm not a Harry Potter fan anymore. I'm not a J.K. Rowling fan. Really love what they're doing at Harry Potter and the Sacred Text.
It's really cool.
And I think that they're good people.
Yeah.
I like their show a lot. But yeah, there's a lot of book club podcasts in there. It's very cool. Mm-hmm. And it was very nice for FeedSpot to feature us on their article. I appreciated that.
Thank you.
The Bible, your next book.
Should we do the Bible? I've never read it.
Can you imagine the hot takes that we would have? You've never read the Bible?
Why would I waste my time like that?
I had to as a kid.
You know.
Too much smut in the Bible. Should we do Bible study? You and I doing Bible study from the perspective of two bisexual
heathens?
Horny heathens? That could get us legitimately killed.
Probably. We'll end up on some lists for sure. But, like, wow. I would do it. I don't know if you could read the Bible. I don't know that you would commit to that. It would be tough.
It would be hard for you.
It would be really tough. Yeah.
It's really hard to get Clarus to do anything that isn't... You all right? To get Clarus to do anything that isn't fantasy. Like, I don't even know if we could get you... Blue, what the fuck?
Oh my god. What the hell?
Are we even talking about a book today?
We're talking about the Bible, obviously. This is about as big
Blue,
as the Bible,
I think that Blue gifted 50 memberships, you mad lad.
For us to do the Bible.
I think that this is Blue saying he wants us to do a Bible study.
Oh god.
Can you imagine the comments on those videos?
Oh, I can.
The Bible is high fantasy. Yes. That is true.
It is high fantasy. This is a fantasy book podcast.
We should do it for Christmas. The Christmas morning book club. Every year on Christmas, we do the next section of the Bible.
Oh my god. Or we do a different version of the Bible?
It's like a 10-year joke. No, we're reading one version. I'm not reading multiple. I've read the Bible twice in my life. I'm never reading it again. I'm not reading it 2 more times.
Oh, wow. Blue.
Can you imagine if we did a Christmas morning Bible study book club? And it's you and I fucking being like, this makes no sense. The plot of this section is really off the wheels.
Yeah, this doesn't check out.
It doesn't really feel like these wise men's backstory was set up very well.
Yeah, I don't really care about them, on an emotional level.
This might be the best idea we've ever had, but it also might get us literally murdered. Blue, you're a mad lad. Blue, what happened?
Blue, thank you so much, y'all. If you don't have gifts accepted, turned on, what do you call that? If you want a gifted membership to the channel, you do have to manually enable it.
Yes.
Just so you know, if you're like, I've been here a while and I've never got blued on.
What the fuck was that?
You might have to turn on the membership accepting thing. I don't. Just
gonna casually drink some blue over here.
Yeah, we're drinking some blue. Gamer subs. Use coupon code Clarus for 10% off. Let's fucking go.
Okay. Thank you, Blue. We appreciate you. You're the best. Let's talk about the Wheel of Time.
Thank you. That is fucking mad lad. Jesus Christ.
That's a blue cocky.
Wow. Good one. Who said that? Who fucking said that? That was hilarious. I'm sorry, I missed. Oh, it was Colonel Sanders. Can't be having folks forget who the executive producer is. You know what, Blue? You're right. You're right.
Oh my God,
you gotta assert your dominance. Wow. Wow. Blue. Thank you for the gifted memberships and for the super chat, you fucking mad lad. Jesus Christ. Executive producer Blue. Everyone say thank you, executive producer Blue. Executive producer of the roleplay relay. Let's fucking go.
All right.
Wow.
You okay over there?
Yeah. My voice is a little sexy, Should
I do the whole show from here?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
You're at nipple level, so it kind of works out.
Chapter 21. I feel like MODOK. I'm like, ooh, hello, Ant-Man. What are you going to do?
Jim Fern, welcome. Thank you so much for that super chat.
Jim Fern, thank you.
So glad you made it for a live. Summer break. Congrats.
Summer break for teachers. Let's go, teachers.
You doing the good work.
Can I just say, can I make a controversial comment about teachers?
That they should get paid more?
Yes! Hey, governments. The children are the future.
Yeah.
Pay your fucking teachers.
Please.
Pay for their fucking school supplies.
It's not a job I would ever fucking do.
I never want to see another fucking article where Stephen Colbert is paying for all of the school supplies for South Carolina, where he's from. That was amazing. And this is not a dig at Stephen Colbert.
No.
Love what he did. If I had that kind of money, I would love to do that too. But pay your fucking teachers. Like, why is this even a question? Why are children suffering because we don't want to fund education? How does that make any fucking sense? Y'all, Canada is not as bad, but we're still not great. But in the United States, did you know that like more than 50% of children are reading below their grade level? More than 50% of kids. Like, how the fuck is that possible in the wealthiest country in the world?
We fucked up as a society.
It drives me up a fucking wall.
Yeah. No, that's bonkers. I did not know that.
And it makes me so mad. Yeah. And so just pay your fucking teachers.
Yeah.
Just fucking pay your teachers.
For real.
Anyway, that's my hot take of the day.
Thank you for that super chat and welcome into the live. We appreciate it.
I don't think anyone will be surprised that the socialist-leaning book club
is like, hey, education matters.
Is pro-paid teachers.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do the fucking Bible study, so.
I'm going to be your teacher.
Hot for teacher!
EDC says, boo, AOT reactions, y'all suck.
Oh no.
Oh no, we're so sad.
There might be an actual tear in my eye if I stab myself.
Oh my god. Anyway. I love teachers.
We were doing a book club.
Y'all are doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for the teachers that helped me become the person that I am today.
Cheers to that.
Except for that one, you know who you are.
You know who you are. We all have that one teacher that we're like, you know what? We should never have crossed paths, but this was a canon event, you know?
Okay, book club. We are talking about the fucking Wheel of Time at some point today.
I thought we were talking about the Bible.
Clarus, I swear to God. Do you want to do a 5-hour show? We were going to have brunch after this.
No, I want to have
If we don't get through the show, we're not having brunch.
I want to have brunch.
If we don't get through the show, we're not having brunch.
Okay. I want brunch.
You want brunch?
I would like brunch, yes.
All right, then let's pay attention, okay? Eyes up.
Okay, I'm here. I'm ready.
Get in the zone.
The danger zone.
I need you to get in the zone here.
Yeah, okay.
I need you to get in the zone
Okay.
Here. This is getting ridiculous.
Okay, what do I need to do?
I need
breathing
you to pay
exercises?
Attention.
Great.
What? No, I need you to talk about Wheel of Time. Where were we?
We kind of talked about the younglings a little bit, and that
Gawyn starts his fight with the blood knife.
Yeah.
We find out it's a blood knife.
We find out later. It's kind of like set up that it's like, it's like maybe Masana using daggers, which would kind of be weird. It honestly makes sense.
It really seems like it's a gray man.
Here's the thing.
Because of the fact that he like can't see it properly.
Yeah, I thought when the blood knives were explained in the previous book, I genuinely thought they only lasted 3 days.
Yes, I was confused by this too.
Can someone maybe clarify that? Did I miss something? Because I swear that there was like 3 days that they had, and now they can last up to a month?
Bitters, thank you so much for joining the Nards.
Welcome to the Nerd Table.
Yeah, I was a little confused about the blood knife thing as well. Because I thought they like kamikazed that night and then died. So the idea that they like kamikaze slowly over time for a month is very strange to me.
Yeah, I was confused.
Yeah.
I was confused.
But I did like the idea that maybe the Gray Men and the Blood Knives have more in common than we previously thought. Like, maybe the Gray Men are just blood knives, and that the Dark One has the same Terangreal that the Sanshin have.
Well, the thing is, like, we don't know that the Gray Men just kind of, like, die after a bit of time.
We don't know anything about the Gray Men except that they're hard to see.
Yeah.
And so it feels like, whether or not they're the exact same thing, it seems like they, like, come from the same strain of the One Power.
Yeah. I'm sure that the weaves to make the Terangreal or to create a Gray Man are, like, kind of similar, because they give up their souls. Like, they die. They are technically dead, kind of.
Yeah, and so he survives. He gets one of the knives, and then he goes and he bursts into Egwene's room, and a bunch of wards go off, and he finds himself caught on the ceiling, and he goes,
"It's our trap!"
Fuck.
Yeah, you fucked up.
We cut to Matt.
I kind of want that dagger. Anyways.
Get me an STL file.
Does anyone have an STL file for
oh my God,
this
you guys.
blood knife dagger, please?
Ever since we got this printer, she's like, yeah, but can you get me a thigh knife? Yeah, but can you print me a thigh knife? Yeah, but can you print me a thigh knife?
Thigh knives are sexy.
Yeah, but can you print me a thigh knife?
I don't know what you want. They're sexy.
Oh my God.
Thigh knives are sexy, y'all. Okay. Gray men have awesome health benefits. They even get dental.
So Matt, point of view, we cut over to him, and he's like, yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Matt. I need to go to the Tower of Genji.
Basically.
Yeah, that's it. And, and then he's like, oh, Brigitte knows about the tower. I'm going to go see Brigitte. Bye.
Yeah. Honestly, it makes sense. Very logical.
And on his way up to the castle to go talk to Brigitte, he's attacked by a random dude, and Matt kills that dude. It's actually, no, it's more complicated than that.
He saves a dude, and then that dude tried to kill him, and he's like, oh, fuck.
He saves a guy from being robbed, and then the dude recognizes him from the photos, and so the guy tries to kill him, and then he kills the guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, don't try and kill Matt.
Yeah, don't do it. Just don't. It's not gonna happen.
I get, like, dark friends doing it.
Yeah.
But, like, if someone was just passing out photos of a guy, and they're like, hey, the leader of the Band of the Red Hand...
No. If you have that piece of paper, you're basically a dark friend because you got it from...
No, it's just being passed around.
But who would they go to for the reward? There's no address. There's no phone number. They would have to know that it's from the fucking Dark One. Like, why? Think so. Otherwise, why would you kill this person?
No, because they're saying specifically that, like, every footpad in the city seems to have it.
Yeah, because they're all fucking dark friends.
I don't think every footpad in the city is a dark friend.
Robert
I think that's
Jordan
a stretch.
thinks that evil people steal. That's like not like you know.
But Robert Jordan also thinks that not evil people enslave people. So like I don't trust Robert Jordan's morality here.
That's fair. I just think that everyone who has a page is a dark friend because they've got it from like their superiors.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think that those papers are being passed around to everyone and being told that there's a reward. And so people, because I don't think that, like, there's this many dark friends at such a low level.
Really?
Yeah. I think that...
Oh, I would think so, but...
I think that, like, there are dark friends who are after Matt, and then they're also... They're trying to use the, like, the basically worldwide recession that they're going through because of the lack of food and stuff.
Yeah.
To just turn anyone who is desperate for money and for food into a weapon against Matt, right?
Okay, yeah.
I think that it's more complicated than just like all of these random footpads are dark friends.
All right.
Yeah, I think they're mostly just selfish and they're being preyed upon for that. But also, like, if I was sitting on the ground and a guy who just saved me, I would not want to attack up at him.
Yeah.
Because he's such a disadvantage.
He was a dum-dum. He was almost as bad as Pater, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to Brigitte's point of view. Brigitte is watching a play. Guys, plays have never been done before. People are like, why don't you just hear a bard, sing it? And they're like, okay, what if we had more money and we, like, made it longer, and now we've got, like, full-blown Shakespearean plays.
Mm-hmm.
We got operas going on over here, you know?
Yeah. What's your favorite opera?
My favorite opera?
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed The Barber of Seville.
That was the coldest recommendation I've ever heard.
It was fun.
I enjoyed The Barber.
I really liked it. No, that was more of a place of, like, I have not seen many operas. Like, I left Don Giovanni halfway through because it was so bad.
Insane.
And it was this weird contemporary take where the woman was rolling around on the floor in bedazzled jeans, and I was like, I'm out. But I think I've maybe seen 4 or 5 operas, and I don't remember the names of some of them.
Interesting.
So Barber of Seville is the one that sticks out.
I like die Zauberflöte.
Oh, fair, okay.
Ein Mädchen oder Weibchen wünscht Papa genau sich. If you want to see a really funny opera, go see Die Zauberflöte or The Magic Flute. Mm-hmm. It's great. Mm-hmm. Robert Camo, thank you for that super chat. I love how Matt spends hours coming up with secret identities and convoluted backstories for him and his group that never work.
Never.
It's because nobody else cares and nobody else like gives them any like weight. Nobody else is interested. Right? It's just not important to anybody else. But Matt thinks it's the most important thing in the world. And like the comedy of that is brilliant.
It's great. I love it.
When Brandon Sanderson writes Matt not talking about women, I think he actually does a really good job.
Yeah.
It is the recurring gag of how he talks about women that I just think doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so like for most of the Matt reading this week, I actually really enjoyed the Matt reading. It's only those few moments where like Matt like stops doing what he's doing to make weird comments about women's bodies. To
be like, wow, she's hot for Talmains.
Yeah, and it's like the constant like, but I'm married. Just fucking cheat on your wife, dude. If you're gonna be like this, just cheat. Be a shitty person. But this like weird line he's writing is just, it's strange and it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, not my favorite. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Brigitte's watching a play, and no one really seems to be enjoying themselves, which is unfortunate because I like plays.
Because it's what's her name? What is the woman's name that she's
one?
There for? Elaine is there with
Elorian?
Alorian. It's Alorian's favorite high chant.
Oh, and no one likes Alorian, so her tastes are probably bad as well. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so someone comes in and is like, hey, you know, there's a disturbance at the gate. You know, someone trying to break in. Whoa,
I felt a disturbance
crazy.
in the force.
And Brigitte's like, you know what, this probably doesn't require my attention, but I'm going to get the fuck out of here. So you guys watch Elaine, and I'm going to leave. And he goes and he finds Matt. Matt's just dicing with the guards.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you know, that's like Matt Cawthon. And they're like,
yeah.
What?
I particularly love that she's like, why isn't he in a cell? What are you guys What are you doing?
They're just hanging out.
They're like, he's just like a homeless guy.
Dangerous.
It's fine.
This guy, no way.
He just wanted to warm up. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And Brigitte's like, yeah, no, that's... Fuck, you idiots.
I know.
You're demoted. Immediately demoted. He's literally the leader of the largest band of mercenaries outside of our gates. You're demoted.
He was hiding his face, you know.
The Rooster Prince. You can be the Rooster Princess.
Why?
Just for fun. Just because I want to give you more names and titles.
I don't need any. Too hard to keep track of. I never had a nickname before fucking online content.
Yeah, and now you have all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I love everyone in the chat talking about how Bugs Bunny is the intro for so many people into opera. I think that some people would say that that's like a bad thing. I think that that's what children's media is so good at, right? Like, if your first introduction to opera is kill the wabbit, that's great.
Yeah.
Opera is a super dense and difficult art form to get into.
Yeah.
And I think that the more we make it accessible to children, the better, because it's part of our history. So much modern music has its roots in opera. Yeah,
I'm not saying you have to, like, love opera, but it is, like, important to, you know where stuff stems from.
Yeah, and I just think that, like, it's a beautiful... I love it. I love opera. I think it's a beautiful art form. And I wish that it was more accessible. And I think my biggest problem with opera as an art form is how stodgy and how difficult it is to get involved.
Yeah. People are like all hoity-toity, and if you don't know...
Like the scene where Elaine is doing it privately for her people, only for the rich people, right? And, like, I think that opera should be for everyone.
Yeah, I think Alorian would have been mad if she invited, a bunch of random people in, but...
Yeah. But yeah.
So they talk about the Tower of Genji and the Elfin, how to get in, and Brigitte's like, yeah, what about that, like, story? It used to be really popular around here 100 years ago about me going in there. And he's like, oh, cool, how did you get out? And she's like, oh, I didn't.
I
died.
But I also, like, Brigitte's like, man, like, I thought that story of me was gonna last longer.
Yeah. Damn, I really liked that one. Yeah, because she took...
God, I just wish everyone remembered me dying violently trying to save the love of my life.
Well, and Matt is like, so wait, how did this story get out of the tower if you died in there? And she's like...
That's a great question. How does everyone know that you, committed suicide to get your memories and shit?
Yeah, who knows?
Like, that rumor managed to get around. I think the Elfin like to spread rumors.
Oh.
I think the Elfin passed the rumors out of their tower.
They're like professional gossipers. That's like what connects them to our world.
Yeah.
And maybe the stronger they are, it's because the strength of the rumors in our world. You know? It feeds them. Anyways.
Rant on more.
Thank you for
that super chat. 10 seconds ago, I finally got a raise I was promised 6 months ago. Let's go, raise. Need to share my joy for a moment. Excuse me. Let's go. High five for raise.
Congratulations. We love that.
We like raises here. Congratulations.
You deserve it.
You probably do. We don't actually know if you deserve it, but we're just going to say that you deserve it because you watch book club, and that means you're a decent person.
Yeah. No, yeah, the Elfin are definitely gossipy bitches, 100%.
Yeah.
Pardon me, excuse me.
Or there's someone like Min whose talent is knowing what's going on with the Elfin.
I'm sure that was probably a talent one time or another.
Yeah.
But yeah, we learned some cool shit, we kind of get a better insight into the fire and the music and the iron and how that works and that it becomes less effective over time. And that, she had rations in there for 2 months, which is fucking crazy. Obviously, I think time moves differently. It's not going to actually be 2 months, but, or they won't be in there for months, but that you can run around for ages and ages and never, find the place that you're supposed to find. Oh, and also, shedding blood in there does weird things to their realm, so, they won't try and, stab you, but they will try and, kill you or apprehend you in other ways.
Do you think Matt's gonna be, whipping blood at people?
Maybe. It might be the way that he, like, finds the throne room or the meeting room or whatever the fucking
Oh, smearing blood on the walls. Because they can't touch your blood, and so if you smear blood, you won't get lost.
Well, you might not get lost, yeah, and then,
if you just, like, do a little prick, and then you draw with your blood.
And I don't know how it affects the world, but maybe it stops the hallways from, like, shifting, and so he might use blood to try and find his way through the tower.
Armie Hammer would love that.
Wow.
Allegedly, Armie Hammer would love, for legal reasons. That's allegedly.
Anyways, Elaine feels pain.
Can you imagine? Wait. No, not allegedly. Armie Hammer, please sue me. The press would be great for the show.
That's true. Blow us up. To the moon.
To the moon! Dogecoin to the moon. Let's go, kids.
Oh, my God.
And so, they feel Elaine, or she feels, Matt doesn't, but she's like, Elaine's in pain. We gotta go.
And they're off.
Chapter 23, Foxheads.
Hot.
What? Are you a furry?
No.
If you are, you should play Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play that.
I mean, you should. Good. It's great.
I'm good, yeah.
J. Eddie Maldonado says, just tuned in. Is Clarice wearing a teddy? No, she's wearing a dress.
Teddy bear?
No, like a teddy. Like a... You don't know what a teddy is? It's like a sleeping dress thing.
Sleeping dress? It's silk. Does that count? I don't know. It's a dress. Google teddy and it comes up teddy bear. Teddy clothes. That's
it's also called a cami knicker.
A cami knicker. Yeah, those
are
all
teddy bears. Oh, because I put in teddy clothes. And so it came up with clothes for teddy bears.
Yeah.
That's like a teddy.
It's a dress.
Yeah.
I am wearing a dress. Yes, correct. Correct.
I feel like I haven't recovered from blue cocky yet.
That's fair. That was
this
really
show
good
is so weird. Why does anyone watch us lose our minds on Friday mornings?
I feel like we've got progressively more on Hinge. You know what I mean? Like, we started at level 1, and now we're at, level 8, and I can't wait to see what level 10 is.
Nerdy and a teddy would be a teddy bear. I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Roger, but I'm not hairy enough.
That's actually true.
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, not hairy enough.
Yeah, there's like a
few cute curls.
Let's not talk about my chest hair. Let's talk about Elaine.
It's nice.
Elaine is sitting in that same performance.
Yeah.
We're cutting back in time.
Yeah, I don't think she's loving it, but she's like, whatever, it's fine.
It's fine. It's a little long.
Yeah, and you know musicals. What? Some operas are too long. That is fair.
That is fair. Yeah. When you go into Act 5, you're like, oh my fucking, can we just not?
Yeah.
And so she's like, you know what? She's talking about her copies that she's made. And
of the Foxhead medallion.
We learned some interesting things about them. I like that they are functional, but not the same.
Yeah, they work not as well. They only, repel weaker weaves, which is very useful still, for sure. And they,
They stop the user from channeling.
Yeah, so if you're touching them, you can't channel.
Mm-hmm. Which is great, right? Because, you could pass those out to... If you can make enough of them, you can pass them out to your whole army. The majority of your army can't channel, so that doesn't matter. And then if they're free from weak weaves, actually that's a bad idea.
I don't think that giving that to your army would matter because they're going to get incinerated by fire or lightning.
Well, and also giving them something where if you don't know where it is on their body and can't get it off of them quickly, if you need to heal them.
Oh.
You are blocking your healing as well.
You know what you could do? Because it's made out of silver, you could, have... I don't know if it has to be in the shape of a fox head, but you could, kind of make, a mini pauldron out of it or something, that's on the armor that's, easily identifiable. You can see the fox head and then, take it off, right?
You know what's interesting about it, though, is I don't really understand the line for when the weaves can affect a person with a fox head or not, right?
How strong they have to be?
Well, because we know that if you throw a fireball, the fireball isn't weaves, and so the fireball can make contact.
Yeah.
But if you hit someone with air, it doesn't land. But why? What is the difference between fire and air? That the air is a weave, but the fireball is weaved.
You cannot, weave to affect a person, but you can affect the things around a person. So you can affect
but why wouldn't,
fire.
But why wouldn't air be the same thing?
Air is the same. Yeah, air can push people.
No. The air, because they were trying to hit Matt with the switches of air earlier in the books, and the air would dissipate around him.
Because the weave is the air. Hit him. Yeah, the air. They make a weave out of air, and as soon as the weave touches him, it falls apart. The weave to make fire, the fire then falls or moves or whatever it is, but the air is made out of the weave to keep it together, right?
Zephyr says, I think the difference is that the air is a pure form. A fireball is a construct from the weaves of fire. That's interesting. Okay.
Oh, because air is one of the powers, Earth is, or.
All right, I will accept that. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, if you took the
so if you blasted someone with fire, it wouldn't work. If you just shot fire at someone, but because you make a fireball and then throw the fireball. That's different.
You use fire to make a fire thing to throw it. But if you use the actual fire weave, the thread, the thread of fire, then I don't think that would work. And I think that's what they do with the switches, is the actual literal thread of air.
All right, I'll accept that. That's interesting.
That makes sense, yeah.
I just had that thought, and I appreciate chat. I appreciate you setting me right on this.
No, I think that's cool.
Rantel Moore, thank you for that super chat. Weaves are guiding the air, maybe, while the fireball is created and sent off without weaves holding it together.
Yeah, sure. I would have thought the air would need to be. But
I would say the same thing about a fireball, technically, in that what is holding a fireball together?
Who knows?
You know what I mean?
Who knows?
Roger Lai says, "Happy Midsommar from Sweden."
I love Swedish chocolate. I'm very jealous. No, I'm serious. The Swedes make really, really good chocolate. So have some chocolate to celebrate.
Should we watch Midsommar?
No.
Okay. What if we did a reaction?
Are you trying to kill me?
What if we did a reaction?
Oh, we need to put up a Patreon poll.
Oh, yeah, we need to... Patrons, go into the Discord and tell us what movies we should watch for June.
No, they already did that. I wanted gay movies.
We'll do a poll by the end of Sunday.
Yeah, we gotta do... sorry. Thank you for
Patrons, you're all gonna have to vote this weekend because we're gonna have to watch that before we leave for Anime Expo.
Yup.
We're gonna have to watch that on Monday.
Yup.
Booge Monkeys.
Cool. Love it.
Cool. Rentamore says, haha, agree. It's a weird line. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird line. Roger, thank you for that super chat. It's a little bit of a weird line, but it's not a totally weird line, right?
Yeah. Dakuna, thank you.
But yeah, no, fire doesn't just, you can't just throw a fireball. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? And so you would have to use the weave to hold the fireball together the whole way through.
Yeah.
And so there's got to be something in the fireball that is a combustible. If you just throw fire in the air, it just stops existing, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a weird line.
Yeah, I think the fireball is why I don't like it.
That's fair.
If fireballs fell apart, I would like it more. Mm-hmm. Whereas like what David Zoller says here, which is a thrown rock. If you're throwing something that exists in the real world,
yeah,
that you're just moving something, I think that makes sense.
So do you think you could throw fire if it already existed? If there's a campfire and you threw...
If you were directing fire that you didn't create?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's like the Avatar rules, right? Where you can't just... Because the weird thing about I threw a fireball out of nothing is but that's not how fire works. Fire isn't a thing, right?
Sure.
Fire technically doesn't exist, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Fire isn't matter.
Fire is a reaction.
Right. Fire is a chemical reaction between three things, right? And so you can't just throw a fireball. That doesn't make sense. You have to light something on fire. You need fuel, right? You need oxygen, you need fuel,
this is too much science for me.
You need heat, right? And so I think the reason why fireballs are weird to me in any medium is that what is in the middle, what is on fire?
Right.
Because fire doesn't exist, what is on fire?
You could weave alcohol.
Yes.
And light that on fire.
Yes.
Huh.
Some kind of plasma. Sure. If you could create plasma with the one power, yes. Gasoline. I'm sorry. I know that this is super nerdy, but fireballs bug me, and they've always bugged me since I was a kid. Because I'm but what is it? Because you can't just be fire.
What does it mean?
Yeah, it's not like hitting someone with lightning where you know what it is. It's I threw fire, but
what does it mean?
Technically throwing a fireball at someone, it might singe them, but it probably wouldn't do very much.
They're actually fireworks.
And fireballs explode in media. And I'm but what exploded?
We could also talk about fire arrows.
Anyway. not important. Fire arrows are legitimate.
I'm sorry.
They're just not legitimate for what they're used for in most media. But fire arrows have existed for naval combat.
I'm just giving you shit. It's fine.
I know, but you're like, there's no such thing as fire arrows, and that's not true.
I never said that.
You did when we first started dating.
I did not
and then I pushed back on you, and now you don't.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I want to be very clear. I have never said that. I'm saying that the way that media uses fire arrows in like fantasy stuff is stupid.
It's aggressively dumb.
A lot of the time.
Yeah, because
I'm not saying they don't exist.
Because the majority of time when you're watching fire arrows get shot off in media, it's like in House of the Dragon when they use the fire arrows against the dragon, and I'm like, your archers just told the dragon where they are.
Yeah.
Why would you, if you're shooting in the dark at a giant thing that's lit up and your archers aren't lit up, why would you have them light fires and give your enemy a target to hit your archers? Your archers are hidden. It is the whole point of using archers at night is that your enemy doesn't know where they are, but as soon as all of your archers in a line light up fire, your enemy goes, oh, hey, there's all of the archers that we need to take out. So frustrating. Oh my God. I'm like, now you look like idiots.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, fire arrows.
It doesn't matter. Fire arrows look really cool on film. I get it, but
they look cool. That's what matters.
I'm such a fucking pedantic asshole.
I think it's fun to have.
This is why I don't enjoy things.
What do you mean? You enjoy things?
I do, but I enjoy things sometimes in spite of like.
People think you don't enjoy things because you like to get into the nitty-gritty of that. But that doesn't mean that you don't enjoy it.
Here's what it is. People think that because I complain about those things that I didn't like the media property, whereas they're separate from one another. I can say the fire arrows are used in a way that is stupid, and also I loved the scene and it was really good.
It looked cool, yeah.
Right? Like because I'm separating the reality from the like storytelling.
Yeah.
It's when both the reality and the storytelling aren't good that I'm like, well, I get nothing out of this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Anyways, Elaine is copying the Foxhead medallions and is not able to do it quite like to the extent that the original is. But.
Dakuna, catapults are great, but don't put them in front of the army. Thank you. The long night, the fact that they fucking march their army outside of their fucking protective walls to fight the zombies is the dumbest shit.
Don't even get me started.
Oh my God.
Please.
And I think that episode is not as bad as other people do. I think there's a lot of fun in it, and I did not have a visual problem with it.
We'll fight about this.
It wasn't too dark
when I watched it. You saw it in theaters.
Yeah, but it wasn't too dark. All I'm saying is that I did not think the episode was too dark, but like the fact that they marched out, the fact that they cavalry charged into the darkness is the dumbest thing possible. Because what if they had like put stuff out in front of them? What if they just charged into fucking defensive, like a defensive perimeter? Like, oh my God.
So stupid.
Yeah.
So fucking.
And then all the fucking yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I do not like the last season of Game of Thrones, even though it's one of my favorite shows. It's fine.
AMV fan, thank you for that.
Thank
you. You guys, to the super chat, we appreciate it. You guys should read One Piece. It's like being taught leftist politics with Bug Bunny as a protagonist. I think it's cute that you think I need to be taught leftist politics, but I'm considering watching One Piece.
I'm not. I'm the live action. But
I'm considering
not
reacting to the anime by myself.
Why? Don't do it. That's so long. That's so many hours.
I know, but everything I've seen from it seems really fun. Every clip I've seen from One Piece makes it seem really fun.
You're on your own.
Because of the trailer, I have ended up on One Piece TikTok, and One Piece sounds great. One Piece sounds like my kind of anime. And I don't know. I'm kind of like, I might do solo reactions to One Piece.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're on your own.
Arzu Chef Poor, thank you for that super chat. The long night needed Rodel Iturralde? Yes. Or Davin Bashir, or Gareth Bryan.
Yes.
Or honestly, like,
anyone.
Rand.
Any brain that was functioning at capacity. Like, oh my God, don't fucking...
We need to talk about the fucking Wheel of Time. This book club has been insane. We're an hour in and we're on chapter 23.
Yeah, we're crushing it.
What is happening? Is anybody still here? Are you guys enjoying this show?
No one's here. Everyone left.
Woo!
Everyone left.
Woo! Elaine sneaks away from the party. She has her like petty moment with Elorian. That isn't really petty, but like is Okay, I want to get into it. I love this moment for Elaine. I don't want to skip over it. We don't have a lot of time for the show, but I don't want to skip over this moment because Elaine is like, I brought you here not to talk to you, not to engage with you, not to try and fix things, but just to like stoke the memory of when you enjoyed being here.
Yeah.
Is such a brilliant tactical move on her part. And I was like, oh shit.
Because she knows Elorian's sitting there being like, okay, when is someone going to come over and when does the politics start? And like, when are we getting into that? And Elena's like, look, Destamar, not about it. Not about it. I want you to be here. I want things to work cohesively together. I want people to work together. I want people to be happy. I want us to be on the same side.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a weird like power play maneuver thing. It is still kind of political, right? To like put her at ease. But it's much better than like, trying to manipulate someone into like, yeah. Getting someone on your side and then versus manipulating and forcing someone into doing something they don't want to do. You always take option A. That's what we do.
Christian Rapper asked in the chat, do you guys edit this stuff out for the podcast?
No,
I hit make this an MP4 and then I upload it. Y'all, the podcast is all of this unhinged nonsense.
Yeah.
If you want it, go listen to it. But also, go to Apple's podcast and rate the podcast 5 stars. Give it a review, and I will read whatever you review the show with. So do that, please. It helps us a lot. Go to Spotify. Do the same thing. There's a question on Spotify every week. Go answer that question. Maybe we'll start reading those answers on the pod. It'll be fun. That'll be part of housekeeping.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because of Spotify, we put our thing out through Spotify for podcasters. And so there's a question that you can answer on Spotify if you have Spotify, and you can answer the question on the podcast.
Oh.
Anyway.
Cool. Anyways, yeah, Elaine gets a really bad idea and decides to fucking pretend to be a Forsaken.
Iljwam, thank you for that super chat.
For the super chat.
Nerdy watching One Piece would be my new favorite thing. Well, I'm thinking about it. I'm not committing yet, but I'm thinking about it. All right.
Yeah, no. You go for it.
Where are we at?
Well, Elaine disguises herself as a Forsaken and travels into the cell.
She's so good.
Looks like a scary person, and they're like, "Oh my god, great one!"
She looks like a scary person.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
I don't know.
Yeah, so she pops into the cell and she's like trying to get answers, and she does. And we find out that Camelin is going to be invaded.
Yeah.
Do you think that happens this book?
This book? No.
Okay. I'm going to make
no.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. Bold prediction time, chat. I think that Andor is going to fall and be destroyed.
Well, we did have that, like, kind of vision of Egwene in her trial, test thing.
Can I say why I think this is going to happen?
Sure.
Because I want it to.
Oh, okay.
I think that Andor falling at the end of this book and the dragons not saving them would be the narrative hitch that I keep saying I want in the good guys' plans and give stakes to the final book.
Okay.
I think it is the perfect target of Rand has left it alone long enough because he said, I can't get involved there. It gives Rand the whole, I should have gotten involved. I fucked up by not doing this. Leaving Andor alone, let it fall. It affects all of our main characters because it is the #1 ally to Tar-Valon. Okay. It is the big barrier between the Sanchin and the East. It is, like, I think that it's the first kingdom. It is where the Two Rivers is.
Yeah, no, I think that you're making a good point. Dusty, hello!
Did I miss the best part of the section? What's the best part of the section, Dusty?
I'm pretty sure it's when we
All you missed was Bible talk.
I think it's when
we've not gotten to the Dusty Wheel yet.
No, we have not. But there is a reaction to that moment. It's very good. It's very good.
I think that if Andor were to be invaded, whatever this plan is, were to fall, and that this is the loss, the big loss that they suffer before the final battle, I think it would be really interesting. And them being like, there's going to be invaded. I think this is going to happen. I think it's going to happen really soon.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to happen immediately after Matt leaves town. I think Matt's going to go to the Tower of Genji and...
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because David Hammett says, like, Andor's the only nation with its shit together.
Not really. Camelin has its shit together, but that doesn't mean the whole country does. I think the whole country's kind of in the same place everything else is.
Well, no, I mean, like, people are being fed. Like, that's gotta count for something. Yeah. Yeah, fuck, that's tough. I don't know.
Quarksbar, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Can't make the live, but just popping in to wish everyone a happy Schrodinger's grain week. Love y'all. We only opened the bags that were spoiled. How is that even possible?
You know what? I don't know, but statistically, it shouldn't be.
But Gawyn, I think it's gonna happen. I think Andor falls.
Okay.
That's my bold prediction.
Okay.
I think I've actually said that before, but this time I'm saying it's this book.
Yeah. Okay.
So then Jacques, Tamael, and Eldrith enter, and they are like, wait, but that's not. She's not actually the Forsaken. She's like, I am the Forsaken. And then she rolls like natural 1 on her charisma check, and they're like, the fuck you are.
Yeah, she fails her deception.
Fight.
Yeah.
And it's actually like really cool 1 power shit.
Well, because so they were she just so happened to teleport in the middle of their like breakout escape.
Mm-hmm.
So just just bad timing all around. And Doylin Millar, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Stabs her.
I know.
And then it's like, heal her. She can't die. But I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Why can't she die?
Because he wants to fuck her. That's...
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, you've been promised to me. I'm going to do bad things to you. And I was like, wow, this is... Wow. Yeah, wow. I'm surprised that never, like, came back. Like, Elaine didn't, like, think about that, being like, what the fuck? But, I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, Elaine sets people on fire. She kills some folks. Doylin Millar does escape.
With one of the copies?
Yes, but Elaine does manage. The fun thing about this little fight is the passing around of the medallion, and Elaine being like, "Oh fuck, I can't lose Matt's medallion. He's gonna be pissed."
Yeah.
But she gets Matt's medallion back.
Yes, thank God.
And Doylin Millar escapes after slitting Eldrith's throat because he can't leave witnesses behind. He stabs Tamael, and then he dips.
Yeah, he pieces the fuck out. Luckily, Matt and Brigitte arrive in time to...
For her not to die.
Well, yeah, I mean, she did get, like, healed, so I don't think, like, she would... I don't know. Anyway, she doesn't die. It's fine.
And then we cut over to Gawyn, who's in the White Tower, just fucking laying into Gawyn, and honestly being so much kinder than he deserves. And he dips out of there and shows Chubane... Chubane gives him the blood knife that we will later know to be a blood knife.
Yes.
And he's like, Chubane, can you take these younglings in to your army? And then he leaves.
He's like, yeah, actually, I need some dudes, so this is perfect.
Goes to her gateway, and he goes home for the first time.
I'm going home.
To the place I most belong. And then we cut to Lan. And Lan is like, just chilling. He's pissed. Lan is not having it, because his army is now like 30 strong. And he goes over to Nazar, and Nazar's like, yo, Lan, I got something in my bag. And Lan's like, what is it? And he's like, it's the fucking golden crane. You think you can avoid destiny, bitch? Destiny's about to smack you in the face with this flag, motherfucker. That's right. Let's do this. Let's fucking go. Basically. You think you can avoid me? My name's Destiny. You can't avoid shit, Lan.
That's actually verbatim.
That's what happens in the scene. Yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah. It's a great scene. And as he's leaving to keep heading on his way, they get back onto the road, and then suddenly just like dozens of people are there, and he's like, what the fuck are these people
Yeah, they got supplies. They're eating good tonight, you know what I mean?
All of you have to promise me you will not tell anyone who I am. We are just a totally normal group of 50 men with a bunch of weapons and Hidori on our face. We're just 50 Malkiri randomly walking around with merchant shit together. This is not suspicious at all. We just all happen to be Malkiri.
Yeah,
and
nothing.
We're just...
Nothing suspicious. No one is ever gonna... They're never gonna know.
They're never gonna know.
They're never gonna know.
How would they know? How would they know?
Oh my god. Yeah, it's very similar to Perrin's Wolfhead banner. It made me laugh. It was good.
But I just love that the guy pulls it out to taunt him. He's like, Lan, come here. Fuck you. But The Towers of Midnight, chapter 24, To Make a Stand. We catch up with Elaine. Malphine, her midwife, is practicing midwifery, which is my favorite way of saying midwife. Midwifery. It's almost as good as penultimate. The penultimate midwifery is going to be a book I will write one day about...
the second to last birth?
No, it's going to be like the second to last day before the babies are born. A midwife has to take up arms to protect a pregnant woman as she is attacked before she gives birth to the Antichrist.
Wow. Are we...
That's a pretty good fucking story. The penultimate midwifery is actually a pretty rad novel. This woman is destined to give birth to the next religious idol of this world.
NaNoWriMo this month.
And the day before the birth, the midwife has to fucking take up
Isn't this just going to be Legion? The movie Legion?
Yeah, but it's going to be a midwife instead of an angel.
Yeah. I got you.
She's not going to have superpowers. She's just going to be a badass midwife.
Love it.
Yeah, doing the dang midwifery. It's going to
be Winry.
And the spoiler, guys, spoiler for the end, we actually find out that the midwife is also the dad. Yeah.
Great. Love to see how that's going to work out.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, anyways, Elaine, 1 week bed rest. And she's
a Willow prequel.
No. A Willow prequel?
Yes. Disney Plus, hit me up. I want to make Penultimate Midwifery the prequel to Willow.
Fucking hate it. Oh my god. Incredible.
That is so funny.
Yeah, so Elaine can't be on her feet for a whole week, and she's
the rich girl has to get carried around by men for a week.
Yeah, she's
How tough for her.
I have to lay down, but I don't have to stay in my room. I was like, I guess, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and she gives Matt his medallion back. Mm-hmm. Now we cut over to Rodel Iturralde, who is still fighting. They're in Marathon. They go to see Vram Torquemen. Which is just proof that this series is running out of names.
I thought, no.
And Rodel is like, you don't want to help fight Tarlix? Dark friend. And Yoli's like, he's the cousin to the queen, so like we're going to be in trouble for this. And at the end of this, I'm going to ask for death. But you're probably right.
Yeah.
So we're going to lock him in his house while we burn the town to the ground.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, Yoli dies, so it doesn't matter.
No, but his honor was intact because
he
knew he was going to demand execution, and I respect that.
Respect.
I respect it. I don't agree with it, and I think that it's silly, but I respect it because
it's commitment to the bit.
There are like 3 reasons why I would like die willingly. Okay. If it would save your life.
Okay.
If it would save most people's lives, like if it was like a choice between me and like most other people, I would be like, if we were in the Titan sub and it was you and me, or me and like another person, and I was like, okay, if one of us dies, the other person will have oxygen and maybe get saved. I would pull in Oliver Queen's dad and I would shoot myself on the boat in the middle of the ocean. God. You know what I mean? Oliver Queen survives because his dad sacrifices himself, and that is honorable. Mm-hmm. And the third reason is just if I was really tired. I'd be like, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah, I need a really long nap. Don't think I'll come back from that one. Goddamn. Then we get Perrin in Tallanvor. And we get a lot of this. A lot of Perrin is training.
Perrin is training montage in things that we already know. It's just like, how does Hopper say it differently than the IOI's ones did?
Yeah.
But Perrin fights Slayer. And it's pretty rad.
It takes like 3 seconds, and it's like it's boom boom pow, and then they're done because Perrin is like, I fucked up, can't fight him.
Well, and I don't really understand how they're gonna do this in live action, but I kind of can't wait for it because this.
Yeah.
Like I hope they don't just do what the Flash did, because I didn't love the way those combat scenes in Flash time looked.
Yeah.
But there's something about this, like the motion of these fights, that I think that when you try and translate this to film, it's gonna be really interesting to watch.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. He has a conversation with Elias, and we finally get some payoff on the whole axe and hammer situation. I don't necessarily think it still works enough for me.
I get it. No, I get it. Yeah. I get it. The hammer can also create, not just destroy, whereas the axe is just meant to destroy. And
but that isn't true. Like axes, you can't build a house without an axe.
Without an axe?
Yeah, how are you going to cut down the tree?
Well, I guess if you're starting from scratch.
What
about stone? You can build a house with stone. You don't need an axe for that.
Sure, I'm just saying that like axes have other uses.
Their fundamental use is to break things, like to cut things.
Sure, I think a stronger metaphor though would be Perrin coming to understand that sometimes you have to break to build, and that you can't that not all things can be built without some level of destruction first.
I think the hammer actually represents that, because you can't just like make a thing into a thing. You have to like break it down, heat it up, mold it.
Right, but I'm saying that
destroy it in a way.
I'm saying that Perrin's understanding of this is good enough, but I don't think it goes far enough in terms of building a metaphor that I think works universally. I think this metaphor works because it works for Perrin, not because it like technically makes sense.
I think it works. I just don't think it's the most big brain brilliant thing. I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big deal, right?
People are bringing up that it's a war axe, but it's also there are war hammers that aren't going to be very good for other things, right? Like that argument is saying 40K? That like.
Sorry. Yeah, Threx says warhammers aren't very good at making stuff either.
I just find this metaphor has been stretched for so long.
Because I think Brandon Sanderson tried to like wrap a little bow on it to get it out of the way.
Yeah, and this gets rid of it. Puts an end to it finally.
Yeah.
I think that it's just not a smart enough metaphor for how present it was over so many books.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
If it was just kind of brought up in a scene one time, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's because it's like 12 books of it, and I'm like, there's no ending big enough for how much time we sunk into this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yep. We get to next
chapter 25. We return to Bandar Iban for what is the goofiest fucking thing that has happened in all of these books.
I'm not gonna lie, the names fucked me up so bad. I thought Bandar Eben was Farmatting, and they started channeling, and I was like, wait, I'm sorry, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was like very confused.
And
Bandar
I'm the dyslexic one.
Is not Farmatting, just in case you were confused like me.
So Rand goes back to Eridomen, and he basically is Jesus.
Yeah.
He feeds the sick. He feeds the hungry. I mean, he feeds the sick. He feeds the hungry, heals the sick.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the docks and he heals the food so that the people can be fed. I was like, this is the most fucking biblical bullshit I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, literally. And I love that Min has like a billion visions. Like everyone has a vision over their heads for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh yeah, that guy is going to be a commander. That guy is going to that girl's going to be nice to die.
And these people are not getting pulled to the north. That means that the last battle's fighting in Bandar Iban.
Oh, it's going to be everywhere. That's going to be the thing, right? The last battle is going to be everyone, everywhere.
All at once?
All at once, yeah.
And so he goes to the docks, and he basically makes the dockmaster the temporary leader of Bandar Iban, and is like, but the guy's like, what am I leading? We don't have any fucking food. And interestingly, remember the Atha An Meir?
Yeah?
The most pointless nation in this entire fucking series?
I don't know, Shara exists.
Yeah, but we don't spend any time with Shara.
That's what I mean.
And so, like, the fucking sea folk were the biggest waste of time in the world.
They're not my favorite.
I also don't think there's going to be a big naval combat in the last battle.
Maybe.
Why did we do all of this with them? Anyway, It doesn't matter. What matters is that they're like, we have to unload this grain. But the dockmaster doesn't want to unload the grain because it makes people sick. And so Rand is like, but what if?
But what if it wasn't bad grain? And the dude's like, what do you mean? I opened 100 bags and all of them were bad. And he's like, yes, but all of the rest of them are good, I promise. It's like, wow, that's...
Just say that you used magic and you fixed it.
No, it's literally Schrodinger's grain. Like, that's why that was so funny. Because it was like, the grain is bad unless you open it. And then, it's good. And I was like... So you see it and it's bad. Like I was like, this is so bonkers.
I did not like it, Sam. I am.
Fair enough.
I did not like the grain in the bag.
Rand is the ultimate gaslighter.
No, I don't believe that though, because he also cured the apple trees. Rand's presence seems to make food good.
Again. Anyways, Chris, thank you for the super chat.
Blue Cocky almost killed me. Luckily, I was already driving to the hospital.
Wow. Wow. Well, I hope you're all right.
Chris, I'm so happy for you and your wife. I'm glad that you're going to give birth today and that you didn't die on the...
Wait, what?
On the day of your child's birth.
How do you know they're pregnant?
Chris Hasselden's wife is giving birth today.
Oh.
Did you not see that in the Discord?
No, I was not.
Yeah, everyone congratulate Chris on the baby.
Chris, congratulations. I thought you were just making that up. I was like, how do you fucking know? Congratulations. That's really cool. I feel like an asshole. You're lying. You're a fucking liar. You're a lying sack of shit. I hate it here.
Nerdy is the midwife. That's not true, you guys. Chris isn't having a baby. That was a lie. I was just fucking with Clarence. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, okay, so Rand offers queendom to Min, as Ashwarya brings up, and she's like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. Oh, man, wow. Wow, that was fun. I love my job. And so they go on the ship. The grain is good, and Aralen, he's gonna be the leader of the city. Woo! Chris's wife is gonna be so confused when she watches this. Who is he having a baby with? That's a good point. I shouldn't bring that up. I might ruin marriages here, y'all. Nerdy Nightly out here ruining marriages. So, guys, Clarus went for her mid-show pee. That's why she's taking so long to get back. The metaphor isn't pedantic enough for Nerdy. That's funny. Towers of Midnight, chapter 26, parlay. Perrin is like, all right, we're gonna go set up a little tent. She's not committing to the bit. She is peeing. She is in the bathroom. Because when she drinks the gamer subs, it's too much for her. It's good shit. Meanwhile, I can't pee during a show. My bladder turns off during the show, and then as soon as it ends, I have to pee so bad. We're different people in that way.
Hey.
It's good, though, because I frequently do shows where I wear costumes that I cannot pee in, so...
Yeah, I went to go pee. It seemed like a good opportunity.
When I was playing Shrek, this may be TMI, because it's about me not peeing, but I would sweat so much during the show that I would only pee like once every 2 days. And then like on the day where I didn't have the show, I would pee a lot. But...
Wow. Yeah. I didn't know that the more that you sweat, the less that you pee.
Well, but the way that suit worked, I would lose so much water that I like literally wasn't peeing because I was sweating so like literally like I would pull off the thing and like water would drain.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Wow.
I think I lost like 26 pounds in like 9 weeks, but my weight would fluctuate by like 15 pounds from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. And then the next day I would like drink so much Pedialyte to like be hydrated for the show. And then I would literally drop like 10 to 15 pounds of water weight over the course of 3 hours.
That's so bonkers.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
That show was bad for my health.
Fair. So if I want to look like super shredded for like a photo shoot.
You have to dehydrate yourself, yeah.
Then my skin would look not cute.
That's what they do, right? Like Hugh Jackman talks about how he doesn't drink water for days before topless scenes.
That's what bodybuilders do, obviously. Yeah. Like their skin is literal paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think I could do it.
Alrighty. Perrin is like, all right, Perrin is gonna go have his chat. And so the wise ones, the Aes Sedai, the Ashman, they come up with an attack plan in case they need to fight.
Yes.
But Perrin's like, you know what? I don't want to do this. Can you make my voice real loud? And we're going to destroy the land in front of them.
Parlay.
We're going to scare the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go talk. Which I think is a really good strategy. I think fair. I appreciated Perrin's restraint here. Mm-hmm. It shows he's a really good fucking leader. And Perrin is best boy. And I remember now why he was one of my favorite characters at the beginning of the show. Even though in the slog it was really tough because his sections were really boring. As a character, I really love him.
Absolutely.
So they blow up the ground and then they're like, you want to die or do you want to talk? And Galad's like, we're going to talk because I think we might get wrecked.
Yeah, talking might be smart.
We're about to get fucking annihilated. And so Galad, we cut over to Galad's point of view, but it's the same shit. He's scared, and he's like, all right, guys, first of all, when we fight them, don't fight the Aes Sedai, because they can't fight back unless you fight them. So if you come upon an Aes Sedai, point your sword at the ground, give them a nod, and don't put them in danger.
Yeah.
And Perrin's like, that's not gonna fucking work. I have so many channelers.
Yeah.
I got magic on magic on magic, dude.
Nice try.
And so we finally get the scene that I've been waiting for since Galad and Perrin ran into each other.
I know!
Where Galad and Perrin are like measuring their dicks in a tent. And Morgase goes, fucking Galad? And he's like, fucking Morgase? Wait, what the fuck is happening here?
Mom!
Well, no, but kind of.
Oh, please.
Yeah, like a really good stepmom.
It's Mom, all right?
Okay, calm the fuck down. Jesus.
No, it's cute. I've been fucking waiting for this. I was like, this has to happen at some point, right?
Well, and I do love that we get the point of view of Morgase later, where she's like, I was always scared that that Galad was worried I didn't love him as much as my biological kids, and that wasn't the case. And I'm glad we got that like point of view from Morgase talking about the fact that she was aware of the fact being a stepmom is really hard.
Yeah.
Being a stepdad is really hard. And like, I'm grateful. I have the best stepdad. You know what I mean? Kim is the best.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky in terms of the like men that my mom dated, which is a weird thing, but like it's difficult. It's really hard. And like, when my family blended with my mom and Kim and like the 6 kids, we went through a lot. Like it was a struggle at times. And I think like Kim went out of his way to give time to each of the boys to make sure that we felt like, he cared about us in that way. He kept bringing me to movies that were accidentally way too inappropriate for me, which is my favorite memories of growing up with Kim. Yeah. Particularly the time he took me to Team America World Police, thinking it was going to be just like a funny like action movie. And then when the puppets are having sex and shitting on each other, and he turns to me and goes, "Don't tell your mom. Don't tell your mom about the movie. I didn't know." And we had a great time, right?
Yeah.
And I think being a stepdad is hard. Being a stepmom is hard. And I loved the perspective of Morgase acknowledging that and like being fearful that she didn't do a good enough job. I think that that's such a human thing, and she became so relatable to me in that moment.
Yeah, 100%. I like that's not something I've ever experienced, but I like cannot imagine. I feel like that would just be incredibly difficult, and I love Morgase as a character, and I really do wish that we got a bit more of her, to be honest, and more of her where she is like being able to be active in her own story. But we also get guys, I would like chat to validate me, please, because I was right.
You were right.
I was so fucking correct.
You were correct.
Oh my god, Berylane and Galad are gonna fuck. Like, they are so horny for one another. I was like, guys.
And immediately, too. Berylane is like, why did I ever care about Perrin?
The moment they see one another, they're like...
She's like, look at this man.
Yeah. And he's like, wow, I've never seen anyone more beautiful in my whole entire life. Goddess. And like literally like basically gets down on his knees.
I love that it solves so many of our problems too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It like really just gets rid of so many of the issues in the series.
Yeah. Berylane can now be fucking busy with someone else.
Berylane trusts the Aes Sedai. So, she's going to soften Galad, and she's also going to harden Galad.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Both.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Balance, right? It's 2 beautiful people just making beautiful babies.
I'm impressed that Galad is able to keep it together through this meeting, considering he's fully erect the whole time.
Yeah, full mast.
Yeah, just 100%. Full, it's only like 4 inches, but it's hard.
I think Galad would get a 5. I think it's like... Right, like the average of, well, I guess that depends on what the average of Randland is.
He's above average in every way. He can be below average in this one.
That's fair. Okay, we'll give him like 4.5.
I agree with Wheel Up Time though. I feel like Galad would be the most boring fuck ever. Only missionary. Oh, they don't have good sex. They're just very pretty.
Yeah. They're very pretty people. Honestly, I think Berylane probably teaches him a thing or two. Like, honestly, Galad becomes a bottom for Berylane.
Of the like truly like. Conventionally pretty women, every woman I've had sex with has been incredibly hot in some way, right? But some of them have been hot in their way. And, there are some people who are, you're not going to be on a magazine cover, but like, god damn, right?
But you're sexy. Yeah, I know.
Whereas like I've had sex with some models that are very conventionally beautiful and they're all terrible in bed. You're kind of the exception to that. In terms of, you're conventionally very attractive.
Like cover model.
No, but you are very conventionally attractive.
Really?
Yeah.
I think maybe my face structure.
No, yes. You are very conventionally attractive.
Okay.
But you're great in bed. I don't get me wrong. But a lot of conventionally attractive people are really boring fucks.
Fair.
And
no, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Galad is boring, but I don't know. I think Berylane, or maybe Berylane only likes to chase, and then when she gets it, it's much more boring. You know what I mean? Yeah,
interesting people fuck better.
I think that's 100%.
And you know what? After everything Galad and Berylane have done, they deserve a life of bad sex. I don't think they deserve to die or anything. I wouldn't throw them in prison for what they've done, but I would punish them with a lifetime of bad sex.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Galad never makes her come.
Berylane has to do it herself.
The only orgasms Berylane ever has are rolled over on her side, rubbing her clit after Galad is already asleep.
Wow, that's sad.
That's the life they're signed up for.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, Berylane was a piece of shit for a while, and Galad has been a piece of shit, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bengt Gustafsson says, don't say that, nerdy. You ruined my dream that Henry Cavill is a fucking stallion in bed. Henry Cavill is too distracted thinking about his Warhammers to give you a good time.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Henry Cavill is he's balls deep in you, but he's mind deep in a space marine. And that's just how it is.
Mind deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm joking. I'm sure Henry Cavill is incredible in bed. I would happily ride that horse and see how it is.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know.
Henry Cavill, if you want to come on the show.
Yeah. We'd love to have sex with you and then talk about it on the internet. How does that sound?
We can launch our podcast idea. We have an idea for a podcast where we have threesomes with people, and then immediately as soon as the threesome ends, record a podcast, and we call it the Naughty Nightly. We're never going to do that.
Never say never.
All right, we might do that.
Anyways,
okay.
Yes, Morgase and Galad reunited, very happy, but also Galad very horny. So it's very confusing because, his mom's in the room.
The show is unhinged.
What are you talking about? No, it's definitely not. Next chapter. Right? I don't think there's anything else. Oh, Perrin is
like, we're going to have a trial.
Give me a trial. Give me a trial
where there's no evidence. It's just
one
hearsay.
Person's word against another person's word.
Except I was the only person there.
Yeah.
It is what I say happened because I was there versus what people heard happened who were not there. This trial, what is this trial? Unless they're going to use magic. Unless they can, get an oath rod.
You know what would be actually kind of cool and, a very useful Aes Sedai weave is if you could actually, replay out moments of someone's life. What?
Henry Cavill can come on the show from behind.
Woo! Yes, he can.
That would be cool Tarn Grail. Like the pensive from Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah, where you can put memories in there. But yeah, I think, being able to recall events for trials and things like that would be incredibly useful.
Yeah.
Maybe they had that in the Age of Legends. They were called security cameras.
We still have 7 chapters to talk through.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's going to be a long... Guys, we're definitely going over 3 hours today. I'm so sorry.
No, we're good. We got so much time.
We have not gotten to chapter 32 yet. Or 31. We've not killed the Golem.
We're fine.
It's going to be a long show today. I'm so sorry. I'm warning you in advance. We have nothing to do after this, so it might be 4 hours.
We have
Longest book club ever?
We have brunch to do after this. Excuse me.
Yeah, Perrin Symbol's going to be closed by the time we're done.
I want brunch.
I know. A Gawyn chapter. So a Gawyn...
Yes.
A call to stand. Gawyn is reading a letter from Darlin, where Darlin is like, yeah, Rand might be doing bad shit. Maybe we'll join you with a few people. And she's like, I need all of your people. And he's like...
Darlin is kind of like, look, we'll talk about it.
Darlin
is loyal to Rand and is expressing concern, but is like, no, we're going to talk about this, okay?
Gawyn is not reading into this letter enough because this was a very polite refusal.
Yeah.
This was a very polite, you're the Amerlin, and I'm going to show you respect for that, but I'm Rand's man through and through.
It kind of feels like that. And so she's like, no, I'm going to take all your soldiers. And I was
because Darlin knows where his power comes from. Darlin is not the king of Tyr. Darlin has the title of the king of Tyr, but he has that because Rand said so.
And Christian Rapper, I'm just going to correct you there. We actually do have IHOP.
Canada does have IHOP.
Yeah, we have one kind of nearby.
We have one within a 10-minute drive of our house.
We went one time, and it was fine.
It was all right. IHOP is really good when you're drunk. It's not that great sober.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And so she also writes to the King of Ilion being like, yo, we haven't met in Stepanio, so better step in line and help me out here.
Step in line. I see what you did there.
Yeah, thank you. It's great when you explain my jokes to chat.
You're welcome.
I'm glad.
I just wanted to let chat know that, like, I was really smart and I caught that.
God damn, the show has been so unhinged today.
I'm
having so much fun.
As opposed to...
You know what it is? We got back to books that I'm really enjoying, and so just, like, vibing while talking about the books feels better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not complaining. I'm not, like, really complaining about anything.
Yeah.
I have very minor critiques about timeline stuff, but, like, it's just fun to talk about these books because they're so good.
Yeah.
Like, this book is so good. These chapters are fun.
Matthew, welcome back to the Nerd Table. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling.
Oh, my darling Caroline.
Nailed it.
So, yeah, Gawyn, Sylviana comes in and is like, yo, Trollocs fucking everywhere.
And Maurice, stop that.
What now?
How many letters did Darlin send?
He sent one fucking letter.
Anyways,
So,
Sylviana's like, hey, the thing that you said was gonna happen, it's happening, and Egwene sprints to the hall, and sure enough, they're having a meeting, secret little meeting there.
Yeah, and so she runs, and then she's like, do you want to say anything, Emerlyn?
No, you didn't. I'm just listening.
No, I
just listening.
Just paying attention.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Oh, do you not want to talk in front of me? Do you not? Is this awkward?
I thought you didn't want me to speak, which is why you didn't invite me here.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make I'm just here.
Wow.
I'm just present.
This is so awkward.
Guys, just pretend I'm not even here.
Yeah,
just like
continue.
do whatever you're gonna do. Pretend I'm not even here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Okay, go. And so they do, and they kind of talk like she's not there.
That's great.
And fucking Egwene, big brains, and is 15 steps ahead because they're like, we should be in control of the war effort. And Egwene's like, but then someone has to be in control of the Dragon Reborn. So like, I guess.
No, she doesn't say that. She's like, oh no, yeah, it would really suck if I lost control of the army. That would be so unfortunate.
Oh no, she says, but okay, you guys, how about we compromise?
Yeah.
You guys then I'll control monarchs.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, the Amerlin should be in control of monarchs.
Of course.
Great. And then fucking Sumiko, is it Sumiko? No, who is the one that...
They pass the thing, they stand, and then, who is it?
Soroya's like, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait, fuck.
Wait, we fucked up.
Rand is the king of Ilion.
Yeah, we fucked up.
Wait,
fucked up hard.
Guys.
And Egwene is like, oh no, wow, really too bad that you didn't notice that.
And the fucking Aes Sedai are all sitting there like, how did this happen twice?
I know.
We've done this twice.
I know. They keep getting fucked over, and it's hilarious every time.
And I love them all standing there just looking at her being like,
yeah.
Wait, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
This 19-year-old girl keeps fucking up our shit.
Yeah, it was great.
No, it is. It's great.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, well, this, like, they're so, like, in tunnel vision about this, like, law of war thing that they let that totally fucking blindside them, and that's so Aes Sedai. Like,
it is, frankly, shocking the Aes Sedai exist.
Moraine would have figured it out.
Oh, yeah, but Moraine wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
Moraine doesn't want to deal with the tower. She's doing her own shit.
Yeah.
The Aes Sedai are morons.
They think that they're so smart, which is why they're stupid.
Yes.
Because they never have to, like, truly contend, and it's incredible.
Well, and it's because they have got... Here's my problem with the Aes Sedai. They, especially the Greens, I think the Greens are the most, like, in hindsight, my favorite Aja at the beginning. Oh. That I've come to be like, oh, you're the dumbest of the dumb.
Oh, okay.
Because you had one fucking job. Be ready for the last battle. It was the only thing. It was the one thing that you had to do, Greens, was be ready for the last battle. And when the last battle is finally here, all of the Aes Sedai have become so accustomed to a world that is relatively at peace, right? There have been little wars here and there, and the Trolloc Wars were pretty bad 1,000 years ago.
But also, even it's the Reds who take care of the male channelers, so the Greens don't even really
The Greens have done fuck all, and now that the last battle's here, they're like, we don't know what to do. Oops. We know we were supposed to spend the last 3,000 years getting ready, but we fucking didn't.
And they're like discouraged to like play around with weaves and discover new things, and they're also discouraged to share that with one another.
Yeah.
And so they haven't even come up with anything. Well, okay, maybe that's not fair, and that we haven't talked about it, but it doesn't seem like they have come up with new ways to help defeat Shadowspawn.
Berserker has a really good point here. All capable Aes Sedai leave the tower and want nothing to do with it, except Swan. I agree with that.
Yeah, Swan
but even Swan really fucks up.
But yeah.
I will say this. I think that this is a Robert Jordan issue, where I think that Robert Jordan is morally against polyamory. And so he wanted the Greens to look incompetent because they're polyamorous.
You think that?
Yeah, I think that this is his, no, I'm totally joking.
I was like, no?
Rand has 4 girlfriends. This is a fucking joke.
I was like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Robert Jordan is anti-queer people. All of the adults who have pillow friends are evil characters.
Yeah.
Like Robert Jordan, there's a weird and I don't know if it's intentional, but there is a weird sort of there's a weird stance. Other than Rand, there's a weird stance against any sort of non-traditional relationship in this series, other than the Aiel. And the Aiel are treated as the
weirdos.
Weird culture difference.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's weird because the characters either grow out of their queerness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or they are evil. Like the Reds are all kind of shit. You know?
And the weird thing is, I don't actually think here's the truth about it. I don't actually think it's a conscious thing on Robert Jordan's part. I think that Robert Jordan was trying to include these things in the books.
Yeah,
right?
it just
which
maybe
feels
wasn't
progressive.
Executed in the best way.
It's just that it's always kind of brought up as a negative. Mm-hmm. In a way that I find interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean says Green should be doing rotations of the Borderlands and Yellow should be running hospitals in every city. Yes. Yes. Exactly. They should be doing their fucking jobs.
Yeah.
If you get really sick and you need a Yellow, you shouldn't have to travel to fucking Tarvalon to get healing. And
the Browns should have started a university like Rand did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They should be teaching people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. I don't know.
Yeah. I think Robert Jordan just kind of missed the mark. I don't think it was intentional or anything. It was I never.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't want to put that on him. But yes, there's some a bit of weirdness in there that's interesting to unpack.
But unintentional doesn't mitigate harm.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's the argument that I always make where people are like, well, they didn't intend to hurt you, and it's all right.
But you still apologize.
But William Reese says Swan and Moraine were pillow friends. Do you consider them bad? The books treat lesbianism as something that you grow out of. That's something that you do in your teens, that you grow out of, unless you are a bad character like Galena or Savannah or Aleda, who all use their lesbian predilections as a means of enacting predatory behavior as an adult.
Yeah. And so that's just kind of where it gets a bit weird because...
And so the treatment of it is that it is something that if you're an adult and you do it as a bad character.
Yeah.
And that young teen girls fuck each other, but they grow out of it and they end up with men when they're older because that's the right thing to do. But the bad characters keep fucking other women when they're older. And because there's no example of a lesbian who is an adult and we only see that isn't evil, we only see that as teenagers, and we are literally told in the books that most people grow out of it and most people move on from it.
Yeah.
That is where even if your intention there isn't to demonstrate this thing as being negative, the reality of what you've said has a negative correlation to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Colonel Sanders says there was the closeted sea folk woman in book 7.
It was still kind of demonstrated as a bad thing because they were going behind their husbands' backs and she was going to get murdered for it, right? There was still some weirdness in there.
She even in that she was still cheating. It was still still lying involved. It was still it was still treated as a negative.
It was a cheating thing. So it still wasn't portrayed in the best light.
And I'm not saying that every lesbian relationship has to be in the best light. I'm just saying that when there's no counter examples, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. It's just just wasn't handled the best, I don't think.
Yeah, and there's also no queer men, right? And so when you end up in this position where like it's a product of the times, and I'm not saying that it's even Robert Jordan's fault that like he was doing what was available to him at the times.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that it is. We have to read from our perspective, and it is noticeable.
Yeah, just an interesting point to make.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, I don't hate the books. I'm not burning them. Mm-hmm. I'm just pointing out this isn't my favorite aspect of them.
Sure, yeah. It's just not handled the best.
There are plenty of media, especially media from the 90s and earlier, that handle things poorly that I don't think should be like thrown out because they handle things poorly.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that like you can acknowledge it and be like, it's kind of weird that this is how this is handled. And I think that it's also important to acknowledge, especially
we learn from it.
In the modern conversation about when people are like, why are there so many queer kids now compared to 50 years ago? And it's like, well, because 50 years ago, queerness was treated in a way that it isn't now, right?
Yeah. They would have been kicked out of their houses. They would have been fucking thrown into conversion therapy.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't say anything.
And talking about how media portrayed queerness at that time and the damage of that is important to acknowledge in the growth of the LGBT community and our acceptance of ourselves, and also the acceptance globally, right? Mm-hmm. And how that's changing over time. And I think that you can say, like, this doesn't represent gay characters in the best way without saying, therefore it shouldn't exist. I think The Wheel of Time is a great book series and it should exist. Yeah. I just also acknowledge that there's some things that it doesn't handle very well. And that's all it is.
Yeah, 100%. Anyways, Gawyn fucking pulls one over on the fucking Aes Sedai as usual because they're dumb.
Yeah.
So then they change the Tower Law.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? Look, we're gonna change things. These kinds of meetings, this is like the root of evil in the tower. That we all go secretly behind one another's backs to try and like finagle shit in a way that is only beneficial to a small group of people. No more of that. No more of that. Everything is out in public.
They make the law what it should have been the whole time. You can't have secret meetings of the fucking government.
I mean, you can like go like meet and like chat with one another, but you can't have like votes and shit.
No. I'm not saying you can't have any secret. You can't have like private conversations. I'm saying you can't secretly meet the government and make decisions when the government isn't aware. Like the fact that this was ever allowed is insane.
Yeah,
that's great. Can you imagine if the Republicans, because they control the House, could just like at 3:00 in the morning go vote on something without telling anybody? We would be in chaos. There would be civil war in the United States.
You'd wake up in the morning and it's suddenly like, we've banned the color yellow. No one can ever wear yellow. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like,
it is the most obvious law change in the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have and they can. No, they cannot. The American government cannot meet in secret and pass laws.
Yeah.
That is not how that works.
Official.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, there are definitely people who don't know when shit's happening, but they can't deliberately, like, hide it.
Yeah.
Like, they can't be like, we're going to, like...
Local governments pull this shit all the time, and people get upset about it.
Yes.
But, like, the Congress cannot meet in... Like, a portion of Congress cannot meet in secret.
Yeah.
And pass federal laws.
Yeah.
And also... But part of that is because... to just get into American law, even if they did, right? Even if they voted on that law then has to be ratified by the Senate and then written and signed by the president.
There's definitely,
it doesn't just become law overnight.
Yeah.
You're not correct. I'm sorry, but that isn't how the federal government works. There are definitely local jurisdictions that can do that, yes, and that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
But...
Not a good time.
Yeah.
Kenley Ashman, thank you for the super chat.
You made small criticism of my favorite book series. I will now angrily throw money at you.
Oh, no. Thank you.
This made the most sense in the world, and I'm glad that Gawyn was like, can we just not have dumb shit go on in this tower, please?
Yeah, let's all just be fucking open and honest, because it lets people like Masana hide in the shadows and run things and pull strings. Like, that's what got us in this mess in the first place, right?
Fino, I'm an American citizen. I have been since the day I was born. So I understand that people are like, but you're Canadian. And I'm like, yes, but I'm dual. And I vote in American elections.
You've also lived for 10 years.
I lived almost my entire adult life in the States.
Yeah.
But no, I'm an American citizen, so that's why I talk about it a lot. I actually know American politics better than Canada's politics because I've never really voted in Canada because I turned 18 and moved to the States immediately. And then I only moved back to Canada a couple of years ago. So I don't really understand how Canada's system works.
Nobody does. It's fucking stupid.
I was also raised, my mom is American. And so I never paid attention to Canadian politics, but I grew up, my mom likes to watch elections and stuff. So I watched every election my whole life with my mom all night long until all the votes were cast.
Yeah.
So like I find elections and stuff really interesting in the States because I was raised on it.
Yes.
I do both. I mean, I do. I go always.
In many ways.
Nerdy's bi. I am bi-country. Bisexual, bi-country.
Yeah. All the bis.
Yeah. All the bis. Bicycle.
Speaking of which, you should buy our Aes Sedai merch or Aes Sedai merch.
The Aes Sedai.
Shout out to the merch store. We got some fun stuff over there for Pride.
This chapter ends with Gawyn coming up with her new plan to capture Masana, even though Masana is not the one after her.
Well, Masana's probably still after her, but...
I don't know. Masana might not be in the White Tower. The only reason we thought Masana was in the White Tower was because...
Oh, the murders.
Because the murders, but now that we know that those aren't Masana...
You still think it's Laris, so...
I do still think it's Laris, but Masana might just not be there.
Maybe.
Because there might not be anything for her to do there.
Maybe. It's actually Chubane.
Chubane
is honestly, Masana.
I would buy it. No, Chubane could be Demandred. He says that he's like ruling. He has all of the Tower Guard of Tarvalon under him.
No, he says he
kind of has an army, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We end with Gawyn being like, I'm going to teach some people how... I'm going to get some more rings. I'm going to teach people how to be sleep weavers. Because I need to like trick Masana into coming to a meeting and tell her.
It's a trap!
Chapter 28, Oddities. But spelled... Wait, that can't be right.
Huh?
Oddities has 2 D's in it.
Does it?
Yeah. Oh.
What?
It is Oddities with 2 D's. It's that the chapter breakdown has 1 D in it.
Oh, it's just
This
misspelled.
is just wrong.
Oh, interesting. I was like, wait, I might...
I had the chapter breakdown up and...
double letters fuck me up. I'm like, which double letter are we doing today? Yeah. So Perrin is dealing with some random shit in Tel'aran'rhiod. Mm-hmm. That's super weird. There's fog. I don't really understand what's going on. But he's like, I'm going to go to the Tower of Genji and I'm going to fight Slayer. Hopper's like, sure, buddy.
Yeah. He wakes up next to the Tower of Genji. And Hopper's like, yeah, it's because you're in love with Matt.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not actually Rand and his women. It's the throuple of Matt, Perrin, and Rand.
Yeah.
There's a violet dome.
Yeah.
Of some kind in the Wolf Dream that's like bad. Not supposed to be there. Very much no good. No good dome. So.
Yeah, and so if you can like walk through it, but you can't teleport through it.
Yeah, it like freezes you, but if you run at it, you get frozen, but then if you fall all the way through, you're fine.
It's like did you guys watch WandaVision? It's like that.
Sure. Yeah. It's like WandaVision.
And we find out that Slayer is killing wolves in there, and he kills Whisperer, and it's very sad.
Yeah, Perrin helps save the other wolves, and they flee to Dragonmount.
Yeah, because everyone's gathering on Dragonmount for the last hunt.
Let's go.
That's kind of it. That's kind of the whole chapter.
Yeah.
We cut over to Rodel. Not the whole chapter. That's the whole Perrin thing. We cut over to Rodel, who is just fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
He's like using the city. He's all prepped. He's ready to fight again.
But there's a problem. There's a problem because there's some men channeling.
Very tired.
He's very tired.
But he's hurt. And so the guy's like, I can make you not tired temporarily, but you're going to take a point of exhaustion later. This is the most D&D shit in the world.
They use the spell haste.
Yeah.
Which is very, very useful.
But he will lose a turn of combat at some point in the action later. Yeah. And also...
That happens after they break the wall. But yeah, there's some Probably Ashaman, some male channelers.
It's 5 or 6 men. It's definitely Ashaman.
It's definitely Ashaman.
Yeah.
They explode the wall.
Demandred isn't out there fucking channeling.
And the Trollocs just come pouring through, and it's very, 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 very bad. And so Rodel gets hurt, and then winds up in the sick tent, and Taylor's like, okay.
Oh, right. I have it backwards.
He's like, look, I can make you more awake and alert, but it's going to suck later. And he's like, yes. And then he casts haste.
Why do you think the Ashaman leave after they do this? Because, like, it doesn't seem like it should take that much energy.
To what?
To break down the wall. Unless they're not that powerful.
They blew up an entire wall. For Rand, maybe that's no problem, but I think for, like, normal channelers...
But for 6 men linked, that's not a lot.
Maybe they don't trust each other, so they weren't actually linked.
Oh, maybe. That's interesting. I wonder if... I wonder if the Mihail can convince them to link up. They might not be able to, because there might not be enough faith.
Yeah. Wait,
men can't link without a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
But women can circle up without men.
Yes.
Right. Yes, I forgot. Thank you,
Chat's
Chat.
Right. Yep. Chat's right. We're wrong.
So they're not circled up.
That never happens.
Yeah. Yeah, so they blow up the wall. It seems to take all their energy, and they don't want to risk sticking around, so they just peace out. Which means...
Inquisitive. I fucking hate you.
They can dock, but they can't... What?
Do you know what docking is?
Like the Switch?
No. Do you know what docking is?
Like a console dock?
Should I explain docking?
No. So, we already get demonetized.
Docking is when you take 2 male genitalia, right? And one of them is circumcised.
Oh, and you put the skin onto the head of it. And you put
the uncircumcised into the skin of the uncircumcised.
I don't know why I know that.
Yeah.
It's like a blankie. You know, you pull the blankie up.
The thing is, I don't know why you would do it.
I don't know.
I can't imagine. It would be funny for 1 second, but it's not like you're gonna like be able to do anything past that point.
Yeah.
Because if you move at all, there's not enough skin to like.
It doesn't stay there, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. In Human Centipede 6.
Oh, God, no.
It's just a line of men docked together.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, Trollocs coming through, and it's bad. Everything is very, very, very bad. They need backup, and...
He's like, where's Randolph?
Rodel is like, we need to abandon the city, and Yoli's like, no, I saw, like, a watchfire lit up, which means help is coming, and Rodel's like, okay, fine, we'll stay.
Yeah. Chapter 29. A terrible feeling. A bubble of evil hits Perrin's camp again.
Yeah.
I want to make a joke that I can't make. Because it's about our personal life in a way that you don't want shared.
All of the swords attack their owners. All the knives and the weapons and the daggers and stuff. They're like, nah, bitch, not today. You've used me enough. Time to kill you. But apparently if you throw dirt at it, they stop.
Yeah. It's just a little dirt. Just a little...
Yeah. I don't really know how that works, but sure.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You know what I mean?
It's a bubble of evil. It doesn't make sense. Don't question it.
David Zoller says, there are parts of their personal lives they don't share. Yeah, imagine what it must be for me to not share it. Considering the stuff we are willing to talk about.
Yeah. Just imagine it.
I can't stop playing with my owlbear. I keep just like fiddling with it.
It's really cool.
So cute.
It is really cool.
I'm so proud of it. And all I did was press a button. But I didn't fuck it up, which is what I think is so impressive about it.
100%. Anyways, Berlin really wants to go to the White Cloak camp. I wonder why.
Yeah, Berlin keeps coming up. Well, maybe I could go talk to Galad. Mm-hmm. And maybe I could...
Jesus Christ. It's not smut corner
I could end this war by just sucking all of the life out of him. Drain him for a couple of days. What? You know that's what she's thinking.
Yeah, but
she's like, how much can I open my throat for that man?
It wouldn't work, because, like, Galad is, like, too fucking righteous, you know? But...
yeah, so they get attacked, and they survive it. But a lot of people are hurt, so they're like, Galad, we need more time.
Yeah. Sure.
And so we cut over to Morgase. Morgase and Galad are having a chat. That I think is really wonderful. I like that Galad is like, I killed Valda for the wrong reasons. And Morgase is like, shut the fuck up. He was a bad man.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything wrong.
You still did the right thing. And he's like, no, but I need to be honest. And so I need to write an amendment and put it out to the... He's like, I'm still was like justified for what he did in killing him. But
I told a lie.
But I told a lie and I need to fix that. And
that's not what a lie is.
Wow, okay. Like,
but you were wrong, but you didn't lie.
Yeah.
I also just think that like none of the White Cloaks are going to be like, oh my God, you killed Valda only for raping your mom and not killing her. It's still valid. Yeah,
like I think that still works. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I think that I think that this conversation is super duper interesting, but I don't love that we're prolonging the moment of the fight. Like the whole thing.
I don't think they're gonna fight.
No. I just think that like we need an extra day.
Oh, the trial.
Yeah, like I'm like okay.
You don't like Perrin's storyline going on forever?
No. You
don't like Perrin's storyline never ending?
No.
Dan Jennings, thank you for that super chat. I'm not gonna read it because I don't care.
Thanks for the money.
Thank you for the money. You know what? I appreciate the money.
I'm
gonna go buy myself
for brunch.
I'm gonna go buy myself something nice. So. Yeah. No, but I appreciate Morgase's perspective here. I think that Morgase is... Because you can even tell, like, in this chapter that she cracks Galad a little bit. And Galad is even, like... Because it's what I said last week, right? Like, Galad is, like, Dane Bornhald. He realized, he's like, did I let Bornhald get me going too much? Did I buy into the emotion of Bornhald too much?
Yeah, because he's like, I saw Perrin's eyes.
Yeah.
And I knew that it had to be true. And it's like... And then he's like, well, okay, wait a second. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I did jump to a conclusion for a reason that I thought was valid, but it potentially, like, is not.
Yeah, and I think that, like, showing the motherly way in which Morgase can impact her children's mindset is really well written here. It's really well done, and I think that she, like, drastically changes him just by using their relationship and the way that he trusts her to give him another point of view that he desperately needed.
Yes.
And I think that it's just a really well done scene between the two of them. And she really pushes Galad. Like, she is not easy on him. No. When she's pushing him on, like, you would have killed Linny.
She's his mom. Like, and that's what I love is that, like, even though they've spent this time apart, she's not going to, like, soften.
Yeah.
For that. She's still going to be there for him.
But she really pushes him on the Linny thing. Yes. And I think that it's so valuable for Galad. And you know, we get her point of view of being like, I should have nipped this in the bud a long time ago. You need to get your shit together and realize the world's a little bit more gray than you think.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that, like, I was kind of hoping that this was going to come from Elaine.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that Morgase and him were going to have this. I wanted somebody in his life to push him to, you know, realize the path that he'd drawn himself down.
Yeah.
And I was so happy to see Morgase do it here. I really, really love...
Yeah, Gawyn needs Morgase right now.
Yeah, I think they're really useful, and it's great. This was a great scene. And she tells the story of Tham Felmley, this man that she falsely gave a conviction to and execution. And I just... Yeah. The fact that you remember the name and that it weighed on her in this way was just really good character work.
Yeah.
For Morgase. And, like, I'm so grateful that Morgase is having these moments to, you know, because this character went through so much. And I feel like the way she was treated was really tough. Yeah. And for the books now to give her time and to give her perspective to justify kind of what she's been through and show the journey she's on in the arc and have her still be this very strong, capable woman, I think there's so much value in it. And I love the storytelling with Morgase here. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, 1,000%. I loved this moment.
Yeah.
Even if I don't love the prolonging of what's going to happen next. Like,
yeah.
Which is fine. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and so we cut back to Perrin, and Perrin is going around checking shit out. This is where he decides he's going to ask for more time. And he goes and talks to Berlaine and Alejandra and all the people. And then he runs into Tam. And Tam is the best dad and gives Perrin this moment of, if you were my son, I would be proud of you. And your father would be proud of you too. I have to go. I have to go deal with Rand shit. I don't know what it is. There's
something that requires my immediate attention, but I have to go.
Yeah.
And so we're finally catching up timeline wise. We're getting closer. We're inching on our way there.
Dan Jennings, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it. I understand that you're not hating. I just am not. I don't want to talk about Attack on Titan right now.
Yeah,
we're doing a Will Time book club. Look, we'll talk about the Bible for 35 minutes, but I'm not spending any time on Attack on Titan.
We'll talk about orgies. We'll talk about docking, but that Attack on Titan.
But Attack on Titan is a step too far.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe if there was more sex in Attack on Titan, I'd want to talk about it more.
True, yeah. If like Levi and Erwin just boned the fuck down, that would actually make me happy.
Tam is the best. And then we cut to Elaine. Elaine is fucking getting carried up the stairs. Mm-hmm. And I love she wants to go see the dragon demonstration. And so she's trying to give him up the stairs, and then they get to the stairwell and they're like, we can't do this. We have to change out the fucking handles. This was exhausting. I was like, I'm sure Elaine can do a set of stairs.
Yeah, no. Nope.
Or just like hop in the guy's arms. But they're like...
cannot be on her feet.
She's just sitting in her chair while they're fucking like pit stop changing the fucking...
I know.
So they get her to the top and Eludra's there. And Eludra's like, watch this. And she loads the cannon. She's like, that's how fucking dragons work. Now look at those men over there. And there's a bunch of like mannequin dolls. Mm-hmm. Fire the cannon. And this earth-shattering boom goes. And my favorite part of this is that Matt demands to be there with the real cannon, not the fake one.
I know.
And he, through the spyglass, I see him and he's like, fuck.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
My ears. My dang ears.
Oh, my God.
And so the
dragon
So the dragon misses. It's a little bit short.
It hits like the earth in front, and like you can tell like Eludra is like motherfucker, like she's like not having it, and so they're like, oh no, it's fine, we'll do it again. She like adjusts, she's like on your left, and
is that super chat a spoiler? Don't read the super chat. Don't look at it.
Oh no, sad people being sad in the chat.
Thank you for your money. I'm not going to read what you wrote.
Appreciate the money. Keep the money coming.
Thank you for the S's in chat, everybody. I appreciate that. Yeah. Cool. Sorry, where were we?
We're getting brunch money.
We're getting brunch
that's
money.
Where we're at.
Brunch money, Canada. Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
It must be so embarrassing to be an Attack on Titan fan.
I just feel here's the thing. I don't feel bad for us. We're pretty good about dodging it. I feel bad for
the other
people in our chat who are first time readers. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to ruin your experience as well.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, these people are just
losers.
Sad. Very sad.
It's so pathetic too.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I hope they get a hug at least once in their life. I think everyone deserves.
Yeah, but I hope they wash themselves first because I can't imagine they smell very good. Because I've met them at con before and they usually smell pretty bad. All right. So Eludra is like, can we move that up about 4 paces here? We need to do it. And so they adjust the cannon. They shoot off a second cannon shot, and
it fucking demolishes like 50 mannequins.
And Elaine's mind is immediately changed. She's like, you can have every Bellfounder. You can have whatever you want.
Take my money. Fucking take my money.
I want cannons. I want a cannon. I want cannons on my tits. I want cannons on my shoulders. I want a cannon coming out my asshole. Okay? I want cannons on every fucking wall in the city. I want that man to have a cannon. That man to have a cannon.
Oh my God. Exactly. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Can I ban James Gunn?
Oh, chat is on it.
Hide user. Oh no.
Now they can still give us money.
Yeah.
But nobody can see it.
There we go.
So sad.
Michael Kioski, thank you for the super chat.
Super chat.
Yes. Yeah. Cool,
Guys,
cool,
brunch has been paid for. Let's
brunch has been paid for. And so Elaine is like, yes, we're getting all of this. And then we get a really interesting perspective from Brigitte, who's like, okay, the world has changed.
Have changed the world.
It reminds me of I don't want to talk about that. It's early stuff in Vox Machina. I was going to talk about a similar moment in Critical Role that I really love.
Like in the show or in the campaign?
I don't think it's a huge, it's not like a plot spoiler. There's just there's this undercurrent for Percy, the character who creates a gun in Vox Machina and in the campaign. where he needs this thing to enact his revenge, but he has this deep-seated fear of what he has brought into the world because he knows the potential if it gets out of his hands.
Yeah.
And I love this moment where I think that even, Brigitte is like, this changes everything.
Yeah.
For good or for bad, it changes everything. And that is a reason to be scared. That is a reason to not think that this is a 100% awesome moment. Do we need this to fight the last battle? Maybe we do. But there's a downside to every technological advancement.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that's really interesting, right?
Yeah. It is definitely, the one power can definitely be more like destructive.
Yeah.
But this is still technology that like normal people can run, right? Yeah. There's only so many channelers, and it's scary what this thing can do. So
yeah.
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 Yeah. Chapter 30.
Men dream here.
Here. Yes.
We start with Fail. And so Fail has been sending her little Chafail to the White Cloaks to be little spies.
Yeah.
But they're definitely not whoring themselves out to do that, right?
Oh, no, almost. They're flirting.
Yeah, maybe. She's like, the men. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Gotta use your feminine wiles, I guess. And
you do what you gotta do.
Fail learns that not a lot is changed over in the camp, except that Galad believes that the White Cloaks are gonna have to work with the Aes Sedai in the final battle. And Fail takes the very intelligent kind of approach to that information of being like, look, this doesn't mean a lot, but it does mean that we are working with a man who might be more willing to work with us than we previously thought, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be a more level-headed man than most of the other White Cloaks there, and that's good news.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I appreciated this from her. I feel like this was a really good moment of showing Fail's intelligence again, which the books have been doing a lot lately.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I like the way this moment handled Elaine.
Yeah, Elaine?
Sorry, Fail.
Yeah.
God, my brain.
No, 100%. Yeah. I like, Fail's never been like my favorite character, but I am liking her a lot more in these sections.
Yeah.
And I like her now that like her and Perrin are back together for sure.
Well, and now that she's like, I think that Brandon Sanderson writes Fail better than Robert Jordan ever did.
I will agree with that, yes.
He writes her
I will agree with that.
Obstinance without it crossing over in, like, Robert Jordan's Fail is very toxic, and it might just be the growth of the character.
Which is why it works for me.
But in my opinion, even in Knife of Dreams, I felt like Fail was still a slightly more toxic version of this character.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that Brandon Sanderson writes her is just it's an improvement in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And I really enjoy it.
Like without losing the character, right? Yeah. I think that he actually does a good job of that across the board.
With everyone except Matt.
Yes, that is the one that I'm like.
But Fail is a character who, since Brandon Sanderson took over, has gone from someone I kind of like don't enjoy reading to one of my favorite characters right now. I think she approaches things in such an intelligent way, and I really do enjoy it.
Yeah.
So then she goes around, meets with a bunch of people, and gets everybody ready to fight at the trial without Perrin knowing. Mm-hmm. Two Rivers men are going to be in the trees. Neild and Grady are ready with gateways. Shit's ready to go down.
Yup. So we get Tallanvor again.
Perrin's
learning.
In the Wolf Dream.
Yeah. Perrin's learning. He's like able to manipulate it in the ways that like Hopper has been able to. Like he's learning all the tips and tricks, right?
Yeah.
And the smelling, like where the people pop to, like like all these like really interesting things that. It's funny how it's Tallanvor, but it definitely feels different in the Wolf Dream versus like with Egwene. Right? They're very different in a lot of ways and also similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I do like that he's like, I'm not learning fast enough.
Yeah.
And the answer that Hopper gives is like, there's a way to learn faster, but it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And I really like the idea that like, oh yeah, there is a cheat code, but there's a downside.
But you might die.
Mm-hmm. And so you have to go into other people's nightmares and fight other people's nightmares.
Yeah.
And he does. And it's really cool. The scene is fucking rad. And it's another moment of Brandon Sanderson adding in like this really interesting wrinkle into the magic systems that doesn't seem like it comes out of nowhere. It really does seem like it is a genuine sort of it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It's taking information we learned earlier about a magic system and just adding a wrinkle to it that you're like, oh, that was always there. That does make sense. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that it's brilliant. It really is brilliant.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. And Perrin, it really shows Perrin's determination here in a way that I think is really interesting to read.
Yeah, there's the connection of you have to believe it's not real, right? That Egwene has in Tel'aran'rhiod, and then that we are shown again here. But it is interesting that like it kind of being in it, you kind of like forget almost. Like Perrin has to like fight to believe it's not real, even though there's like this feeling of dread that it is. It's a very like kind of like gray line, which it makes it more interesting than just being like, oh, it's a dream. You know what I mean? Having that effect happen on you makes it a lot harder to master, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and so I really enjoy it. They go to Dragon Mount, and Perrin climbs Dragon Mount. Hopper's like, I can't come with you. Perrin's like, I got to. There's something up here. And Perrin gets to go watch the Veins of Gold happen.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
And there's a few things I love about it. One, it really shows Perrin and Rand's connection. Two, it means Perrin's almost caught up to the timeline. Thank fucking God.
Yeah.
And three, the Veins of Gold, despite being internally in Rand's head, is such an important moment to the world of this, to Randland, that it transcends planes of existence.
Yeah.
This moment is so big, and it is so important to everything that it is felt in the dream world, the real world, in every world. Yeah.
And it kind of addressed one thing that I felt was missing during the Veins of Gold. I was like, I don't know why, but they didn't quite hit for me. And Perrin, like, being there to witness it, it just, like, tied it in this neat little bow for me. I loved it. I really, really, really loved it. And then the reaction, the last hunt begins, right? Like, the wolves are there waiting. They're like, whatever choice is made on this mountain, either nothing happens and, like, we become nothing, we die.
Yeah.
Or the last hunt begins and we fight.
The wolves know that if Rand doesn't win the Veins of Gold, even though he's not fighting anybody, if he doesn't win the Veins of Gold, there is nothing afterwards.
No.
Yeah, it's so cool. I hope in the show they don't do this separately, and that we see the wolves ring around the mountain as Rand is up there doing this.
Yeah.
Because it is such a cool visual. It's really like... this made Veins of Gold so much cooler than it was the first time. And it was already a great chapter. I loved it the first time, right? I'm not saying it's not good, but like this somehow elevated it again in a really, really, really cool way.
Yeah, I fucking loved it. It was so goddamn good.
Yeah. And I love that it's Perrin that's there for it. There's just something about that just really works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Towers of Midnight, chapter 31.
Into the void.
Into the unknown.
That's my, like, ab song.
Into the unknown. What?
Yeah. I love working out, doing my abs to that song. It's great. But, like, the Panic at the Disco version.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, the Panic at the Disco version, to be clear.
I haven't listened to that song in so long. I listened to it constantly for a while. I know.
Yeah, it's so fucking
And then I was like, I've overdone this.
Nah, so good.
Matt, Into the Void. We did our audiobook reaction to this, so if you want to
watch it,
you can join the Patreon or become a YouTube member, and then you can go watch that along with your audiobook. But we start with Hatch at the Dusty Wheel.
At the Dusty Wheel.
What?
Oh my god.
What?
That was hilarious.
What?
Nerdy was like, what? And I was like, oh my god.
They're like, the Dusty Wheel. I was like, wait, we know him.
Wait, I know that guy.
I've met that man. I've had food with him.
It was
He's in our chat right now.
There he is.
Guys, is this just another turning of the wheel? Wait, are we at the last battle? Wait. The Dusty Wheel is here. That means the last hunt begins.
Sorry, it's the rumor wheel. The rumor wheel.
Oh, fuck, you guys. If the Dusty Wheel's here, that means that we're after the wolves have claimed the last hunt begins.
Yeah.
Oh, shit's about to go down. It's about to get bad.
Buckle up, kids.
Is billionaires dying in a poorly constructed submarine a sign of the apocalypse?
Oh no, god damn it.
Is that in the Carathan cycle?
That is, no, actually that's in Moradin's book. Nobody knows.
Min hasn't read that one, but Moradin knows about it.
Min hasn't read that one, but yes, Moradin absolutely does. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Anyways.
Don't expect me to cry because some billionaires died being idiots. Sorry about it.
Nobody deserves that except for, like, Harvey Weinstein. Like, it's still, like, pretty shitty, but also they fucked up.
Yeah. And so, while upon leaving the Dusty Wheel, upon leaving the Dusty Wheel, Matt goes out on the street and tries to get the fight going. And so he's like walking down the street and he gets attacked. And then Talmains and his boys jump out and beat the shit, scare them off. And then they keep doing this. And they beat the shit out of some people. And then he turns a corner and music starts to play. The outlaw music. And the Golem is standing there and they face off. But they don't face off like the better way, which would be really fun if they did an actual face off. And Nicolas Cage was like, I want his face off. This is just a normal face-off where they fight.
Of course.
And so the boys walk out of the shadows, so fucking dramatic, and they put down a ring. They put down a ring of lanterns.
Yeah. Oh, they're
Well, Matt and the Golem are just standing there like...
A bunch of them like go run off for like to leave messages for people. It's great.
But then they fight, and it's it's pretty rad.
It is.
It's pretty rad. It's a great fight. And I love so many beats. I don't want to go through every beat of it because it's long and we don't have a lot of time.
And there's the reaction.
But my favorite beats of it are the moment where Matt pulls the two out of his pockets.
Yeah.
The moment Talmains is like, oh my God, I fell. Oh no, the Golem's chasing me. He's gonna get me.
Oh no.
And then when they go into the house.
Help me, Golem, I'm stuck.
And Matt, the gateway opens and the Golem is like, oh shit. And Matt kicks him into the void. And I just was like, oh shit, you don't know if you can kill this thing.
Yeah.
Leave him or he can never come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine that he would have a way out of there. It's just kind of nothing. Yeah, and I love all of the little pieces that came together to make this happen, right? People getting the messengers, them going into the correct buildings, clearing the civilians out of the way, and also the I channeled the thing in the palace so that maybe he wouldn't feel the weaves here. Even if it doesn't work, they still tried to cover all their bases, and it was so smart, and I love it. I loved this, even though it was kind of goofy, the that vibe was there. But in a really cool fantasy way that I was sold on it 100%. Yeah, it was great. It's great. Yeah. And the Golem realizes he fucked up, right? He's laughing at Matt, he's smiling or whatever, and he's like, oh, fuck.
Well, and then we get to the end of the chapter. And the thing I actually want to talk about is really at the end of the chapter. The fighting is great, and Matt is so cool, and I love all of that. But what I love about this chapter is actually that we realize that it was a collaborative effort between Elaine and Matt. That they actually got together, made a solid plan that works.
Yep.
And it's a good plan.
It's a good plan.
It's a good plan. And it is a product of collaboration between people who trust each other. And we see very little of that in the series sometimes. It's usually either one great general is just a great general and he leads the charge, or shit breaks down because people don't communicate well.
Yeah.
And so to see this moment of collaboration that genuinely brings so much greatness to the series, that brings this great victory to our heroes, it was so nice.
Yeah.
It really was. It was so nice to see a successful collaboration in this series between characters who are at odds with each other and are constantly sniping each other. I just thought it worked really well. And I love Matt and Brigitte's relationship, and I love so much of what happened here. And it opens Matt up to leave for the Tower of Genji now, which I think is got to happen before Andar falls by the end of the book. I'm calling it. And I think that this was really well done.
Or maybe Matt leaves and then is forced to open the letter because Caemlyn gets attacked.
No, I think that if Caemlyn was attacked and Matt was there, he would stay and help fight. I don't think that Matt would leave in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
If Elaine was in danger.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
Those are Rand's kids, right? He's going to be godfather to those kids.
Fair.
He's not fucking leaving. The only reason Andor falls is because Matt leaves before it happens.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I can't imagine. He's like, nah, not helping.
Sucks to suck. Yeah.
For as much as he says, and he says in this chapter, I'm no bloody hero. Or he says, I'm no bloody...
No, he says a no bloody hero.
Yeah. For as much as he says that, Matt does not walk away from his friends when they're in danger.
Yeah, for sure.
Or even, like, Tylan. Matt wouldn't let Tylan go down. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he sees himself avenging Tylan despite what she did to him.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And so, I don't know. I just can't see it. I can't see him walking away from the fight. No. And that's why I think that he will leave for the Tower of Genji, and then the invasion will happen.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get chapter 32, A Storm of Light, which they say in the thing.
Oh my god, what?
They did it. They said the thing.
Iturralde is still fucking fighting for his life, and he's crushing it. They're going with they've reached the last point though. They've used all of their tricks. They've rid horses through the streets. They've used oil and fire and sneaky arrow attacks.
They're basically just trying to take out as many as they can before they all die.
They have covered their horses' hooves in rags. But they go back to the house and they have a conversation. And one of the soldiers is like, "Oh shit, by the light and all of my rebirth." And they go over.
Yes.
And there's a new stream of Trollocs coming over. And they make the realization, if we don't stop them here, everyone is going to die.
Yeah.
And...
Well, that's after Bashir arrives.
Is that after Bashir shows up? Yeah, you're right. So they're about to do their final plan. Oh, right. So they're hiding. They're about to do the worst plan, which is we just jump out and attack. It's not really much of a plan. It's mostly attack them before they find you so that you can kill more of them.
Yeah. Which, you do what you gotta do, right?
But the marching is too regimented. They're like, what? Trollocs don't march like that. I don't hear hooves.
Yeah.
It's fucking Bashir.
Bashir's back. Bashir's back.
So they go back to the house, and Bashir's like, "Yo, what happened to my cousin?" And they're like, "We locked him up."
Yeah. They're like, "Fuck that guy. We just left him in his room."
James Smith, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you again, Nerdy and the Rooster.
God damn it.
Just stopping in to say hi while at work. Looking forward to watching this after work. Thank you, mods. I need to get you like a little stuffed rooster.
What?
And so Davram's like, "Yeah, that's fair. I never really liked that cousin. He's kind of a piece of shit."
He's kind of a piece of shit. I don't know why the queen likes him. It's weird. Which now makes her very suspicious.
It makes her very suspicious. Because if he's a dark friend and she's like her guy, and she's trying to get Rand into formatting.
Suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Here's the thing. Don't be suspicious.
Rand just fucking blinds dark friends. You know what I mean?
Like, but not in formatting because you won't have the power.
I don't think it's the power that does that. I think it is. Really? I don't think so.
I think that's why. It's going to be difficult.
I figured Tenobia would just fucking fall to her knees and her eyes would be burnt out of her sockets.
Maybe we're gonna see in the next week's reading because I guarantee that's gonna be in the next week's reading.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, so Rand and Rodel and Davram have this conversation, and this Fist of Trollocs comes over, and they're like, oh, "We're fucked." And Rand is like, "I'm here, by the way." No, we're not.
Hello.
It Rodel, you did a good job. Davram, love your mustache. You're doing great, kid.
Davram also is like, "Hey, you did a good job." I just want to say I'm impressed.
Davram and Rodel jerk each other off.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ida, thank you for being a member.
Welcome to the Nerd Table.
I'm annoyed that you haven't mentioned that Narg was canonized as a smart type of Trolloc.
You mean in episode 1? No, it didn't Narg show up very first book club?
That was. You're talking about a book club that was like
a year 14, and a half
17 months ago? You're upset that we didn't mention something a year and a half ago?
I'm sorry. It's on a shirt that Narg's smart, you know?
I'm going to have to go back in time to fucking January of 2022 to check. Wow, I think we did say that.
That's why it's Narg smart. He says Narg smart. Therefore, he's smart.
Have you been watching us for a year and a half waiting for us to say that? Despite the fact that Narg does not reappear in the books.
It's fine. We love Narg. And we love all of our Nargs.
Narg smart. I feel like there's a joke there and I missed it. Anyway. So Rand goes, "You know what? Maraudon will fall one day, but it is not this day." And he's like, "Gateway, ladies, I need you to come pointlessly stand next to me for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, I promised you could stay with me, that you could protect me, and so I'm gonna keep that promise. But they're not useful."
Yeah, the maidens are just literally trying to hold on next to Rand as he goes out there, holds up a hand, and just submits all of these Trollocs to death and destruction.
Yeah. Yeah, he starts blasting. It's... Well, yeah, I mean, there's a reaction to it. You can go see, but I was like, holy fuck.
It was mentioned that wolf-headed Trollocs show intelligence?
I know it says some of them were smarter.
I guess.
Some Trollocs are
I don't know.
dumb, and some are cowardly, and some are smarter slightly.
I just feel like that's not canonized now because we saw Narg speak. Like, I don't think that, like...
No, it was, like, canonized in book 1.
I know. I just don't think that... I don't think that changes something that we already knew.
Yeah, like, we already knew that.
Isn't that information in the earlier books?
He says Narg's smart. He's the only Trolloc that we see speak.
No, but I think that even, like, wolf-headed Trollocs are mentioned to have done that already. I don't think this is the first time that that's mentioned. I don't think that's the first time that this is mentioned. I think we've talked about this in the past.
We know some Trollocs are smarter than others.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't stand out to me in the scene because I felt like I already knew that information. So. Yeah,
so Rand is using all of the magic in the fucking world. And he's just fucking blasting. And I like that we get it from Rodel's perspective at the window. And, like, I like the concept of, like...
He can't look away.
He's looking out the window, and... he just can't move. Like, he's just so transfixed. So much so that he hears a scream in the house and doesn't go to it.
He doesn't. He's like, man, well, that's unfortunate. Like, I'll deal with that later, you know?
Yeah, Colonel Sanders says Lan indicates it in book 1 and 2 as well. I thought this was already information that we had.
Yeah,
I didn't think that this was new info.
Was already operating under the assumption that some were smarter than others.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Lan even says the wolf-headed ones are smarter in, like, the first book. I'm pretty sure that already happened. Because it was not news to me here.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Narg also speaks. Like, we've seen this happen before.
Yeah.
It's not even like he says a word. He, like, has a conversation with Rand.
Well, and we've heard the Trollocs, like, chanting and stuff, so I don't know. It didn't throw me off. I don't know.
So Rodel hears the scream. He's like, can't do anything about it. Gotta watch.
Deal with that later.
And he doesn't know how much time has passed, but it's like 90 minutes of Rand just being like,
He's like, it felt like a second.
And Trollocs are dead, and now the Fades die. And I killed Drakkar with my hand lightning. I'm basically like Palpatine. He's from a movie called Star Wars. It was Lews Therin's favorite movie in the age of legends, and more Trollocs die over there. Hey maidens, how are you? Are you okay? I'm using lots of magic, and you're just there. Flapping in the wind with your cadence sword. I use some fireballs. How do they work?
I love canonically in your brain that Lews Therin's favorite movie is Star Wars.
Yeah. Lews Therin looks at Luke Skywalker and is like, hey, that's me.
Wow.
Yeah.
The chosen one. Fuck off.
Anyway, he wins.
Yeah, he wins, obviously.
This led me to something that I've said before. But that I kind of hoped Rodel was going to die here.
Oh, yeah.
I need the bad guys to show that they are as good as Rand now. Because we're getting to the point where Rand is so powerful that I said this in the audiobook reaction. I want to reiterate it here. I want to go into these fights and be tense, and I'm not. Like, the bad guys get wiped out so wholeheartedly.
Yeah, as soon as Rand shows up, I'm like, oh, everything's fine.
Yeah, and Arzu, thank you so much for 5 gifted membos. That is so kind of you.
Thank you so much.
Was that for my song? I need to clip that song out.
It's for the song, for sure, for sure. Definitely the song.
I need to turn that into a short of me just singing. Arzu, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, I need Andor to fall, like I predicted, or I just need something to happen to make it seem like there's a real battle here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the stakes need to be set in some way.
Because it doesn't feel like it right now.
Yeah.
It really, like, even before, like, Rodel is losing because he is so massively outnumbered, but he's still so good as a general, and there is nobody on the other side to compare to him. Yeah. And so he's winning with these tactics because the other side are all mindless, right? And, like, I don't think that I'm going to be satisfied with the last battle if it is our heroes use their brains to beat the mindless animals coming out of the hills, right? I want there to be a real I want to feel tense. I want to go into the last battle and not know what's going to happen. And right now, I don't know.
You know what? I bet the Black Tower destroys Camelin.
Great.
They're right there.
I would love it, right? I would just love for there to be something in these books to raise the stakes for me so that it doesn't feel like this steamroll of the good guys.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I get that.
Yeah, and yeah.
Don't worry, we'll read and find out. Don't worry.
And I know things will happen. I hope that there's something equivalent to this for the bad guys. And you know, people are gonna be like, "Wait, you want bad things to happen?" Yeah, kind of. I like my stories to have villains that are more interesting than this. And it is truly like the biggest downside to the Wheel of Time for me is that the villains are so kind of like mustache twirly nonsense. Mm-hmm. They kind of remind me of like Batman 66 villains. Oh, Randall Thor, you found me, King of Ilion. Oh no, you won. Okay. It really is. It's the thing that's holding the series back for me right now. Yeah. In terms of being like the greatest thing I've ever read, and the Slog too. But forgetting the Slog. Yeah. Even without that, even with just the books that I really do love about the series. Yeah. The victories and the lack of competency on the Dark One side has been a downside for me for this whole series. Yeah. I would love for really bad things to happen at the end of this book. So that we go into that last battle being like,
who's gonna make it? Yeah, who's gonna make it? Who's gonna, like, what's gonna happen? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It is the thing that this was a little bit disappointing to me for.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Anyways, yeah, it's crazy. The scream, turns out it was Torquemine, him and his wife, Darkfriend. She jumped out a window and he stabbed his eyeballs out. Because
the light, Rand's light pierces the Darkfriends.
Too bright.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And Rand apologized to Rodel for leaving him. And they head back home. To Min. Good old Min.
Yeah. She's like, oh, Rand is here.
Yeah. So Car, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
You need Darth Vader to show up and be like, Lewis, I am your father. No. But like, to use Darth Vader as an example, when they wipe out Hoth, they fucking, because the good guys destroy the Death Star, and you're like, wow, they fucking
crushed it.
Is the Empire even that great? And then the next thing you see is the Empire fucking rolls through Hoth. Yeah. It's not even a fight. Yeah, Luke gets a couple of little wins against individual like AT-ATs, but it is a destruction. It is a fucking bloodbath. And
then it makes the Empire scary.
It is so bad that when they say over the comms the first transport is away, every single person at base cheers. It's not because of a victory. They cheered because somebody survived this. Yeah. Like, the depths of that loss of Hoth make all of the fights afterwards, and there's even more losses throughout, right? Like, Darth Vader wins almost everything in Empire Strikes Back. So when you get to Return of the Jedi, the depths of the losses have raised the stakes so high that when Luke throws down the lightsaber at the end and gives over to his father, like, the buildup of that is fucking brilliant. It's why the original trilogy is one of the greatest stories ever told to me. Is because they're not afraid to let the Empire be the fucking Empire. Yeah. Right? Yeah. This series has never let the Dark One be the devil. He's always been kind of a goofy, maloofy band of idiots. And if they had just built up the evil side a little bit more, I would care more. Mm-hmm. But I'm a little bit like, whatever. Like, Rand's gonna win. I'm never worried about that.
Yeah. Yeah. We just need to see, like, what the stakes are and get those... like, have them really feel, like, truly terrifying. Yeah. Which I think we'll get. I think... I have faith. I feel like that'll happen. Maybe Towers of Midnight just ends on a big loss.
I would hope so. Honestly, right? I think it's the best thing the series could do. Yeah. It'll be tough for us because we have, like, the show and we won't read Memory of Light for a minute. So it'll be really tough if it ends on a cliffhanger. But
I know.
But, like, narratively, I would love if this book ends miserably for our heroes. Yeah. If it is a fucking kick in the ass. Yeah. That, like, I would love if this book literally ended with Rand on his knees weeping as he watches Camelin burn to the ground in front of him. And he doesn't know if Elaine is alive. Right. Right? Like, that would be the most interesting thing the series could do. Mm-hmm. Because right now, I don't feel it. I don't feel tense when they fight. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what are our good guys going to do now?
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's fine. It's just it's not my favorite thing. I like that tension. I like equality, and I like when it feels like our heroes actually have to overcome the villains and not just run through them like a fucking pike.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh no, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, Rand's back. They're like healing people, trying to make sure that everyone's like okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's like, you know what? I fought back too hard. I can't do that again. Mm-hmm. Because I can't leave myself this weekend, because if the enemy's attacked right now, I'd be fucked. We'd all be dead. And also, I almost like drew the Dark One out for an actual confrontation, which I don't really know how that works, but sure.
Yeah.
If you say so. That one's a little bit weird to me. It just kind of feels arbitrary. The not being able to use the power and weakening yourself, 100% makes sense to me. Yeah. It's the I almost drew him out, but he's sealed in the thing still because the seals aren't broken, I think. I don't really understand how the seals and the Dark One work in relationship to one another. And
I just don't understand why this fight with the Dark One is any different than like the fight at the manor. Or the fight with Robin, or like I don't really understand why this fight is different from past fights where he killed hundreds of Trollocs.
Yeah.
Like how many Trollocs does he have to kill for it to be considered a fight with the Dark One?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like he literally fought 100,000 Trollocs a month ago his time.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like, oh my god, we got close to killing the Dark One that time. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I didn't really get what was going on there.
I thought that was kind of like a bit arbitrary.
But we find out that Cadsuane has returned with someone from the Caroline Grass.
Yeah.
Which Rand figured out, okay, we need to get into this. Because this is some bullshit. I'm sorry. This is, the explanation for how he found this man is fucking nonsense. Rand assumed that because Aleda kidnapped Mat and Stepaneos, that she might have also tried to kidnap the King of Aradomin at the same time. Now, if she had kidnapped the King of Aradomin at the same time, then that man would have been traveling through the Mountains of the Mists during the big snow blizzards, which probably would have slowed him down just enough that if he had kept traveling, he would have ended up on the Caroline Grass this was fucking the explanation for how he assumed that this man was going to be in this place is one of the most nonsensical things I've ever read in my life. I didn't think about it at the time, but then I went back and read over this, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what?
I mean...
Well, if they were delayed in the mountains by 6 months, then the amount of time that it would take for them to go... No, I'm sorry. No.
I mean, I think, saying, what if Aleda had tried to capture him because she got Stepanos, as opposed to Graendal capturing him? That is totally plausible.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the idea that this man is safe because Aleda was doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Right? I think that is fine. It is Rand's explanation of, I figured out it was the Caroline Grass because I assumed the amount of time that they might have gotten stuck in the snow, and that I, calculated the amount of time it would take for a man to cross... He was doing fucking, if a train
leaves the station at 11:57 p.m. traveling 1.7 kilometers per hour, and a second train leaves the station at 12:47 p.m. Traveling at 2.3 miles per hour.
Oh, if it was Varen's letter, people are bringing up Varen's letter. If it was in Varen's letter, just say that, and I'm down for it.
Yeah, we don't know what was in the letter.
Making it this weird math problem that he did is so strange.
Yeah.
And Mat and Stepanos was brought by boat. Right? So why wouldn't they have sent a boat?
Yeah, sure, if it was the Varen note thing, that's fine, but it's not actually, they didn't say that, so, we wouldn't know that would be the case. I don't
it was just hilarious. I went back and read it again to try and figure out what happened here, and I hate it.
I was just sure.
The thing is, it's fine, because I like the beat of Rand. I'm complaining about it because it's funny, not because I actually give a shit. Rand... finding this man because Aleda is having him kidnapped, I think is actually a really smart beat and uses previous stuff in the books really well. I totally agree with it. I think it's fun. I like the beat, ultimately. Yeah. I just also think that his explanation is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's both. It can be both. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's whatever. It's a kind of silly-ish thing to get to a really cool moment with Rodel and his king.
Rodel, I'm so happy for Rodel. He's not mad at Rand at all anymore.
He's had a bad week, but he deserved that one, you know?
Sandanglocta says, I don't understand why you think they have fought the Dark One. You have seen our characters fight his minions, but never specifically the Dark One. No, Rand in this scene says, I came too close to having the last battle there because I fought too many Trollocs and I almost drew him out.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. We don't think he's fought the Dark One. We're saying it doesn't make sense for Rand to think that this fight with Trollocs is different from his previous fights with Trollocs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like the Dark One, they haven't fought him yet. He hasn't showed up.
Cyric Mericles says it kind of comes off as him BSing how he found him. Yes, except that if he actually knew where he was, he could have just gone and gotten him himself. So I don't understand.
He's busy. Make Cat Swain do the dirty work.
No, but he needed Cat Swain to go because he was like, he's somewhere in the Caroline Grass, but I don't know where, and I don't want to walk around and do that work.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right? Which means that that this is true. His math is right. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Anyway. Chapter 33. You know what I'm going to say, right?
What?
Good soup.
Nailed it.
We love good soup. I opened this and I cackled. And if you're not on TikTok, this doesn't make any sense, but
no. Good
soup. This was so funny.
I did not know that was what this chapter was called until now.
Good soup. Nynaeve. We're in the fucking White Tower.
Nynaeve took the oaths.
She takes the oaths.
She's full Aes Sedai. Let's fucking go.
And then she's like, "Yo, Rand cleansed Sidin. I can't lie, so it's true." And they're like, "Oh,
yeah.
Well, fuck, that's good."
I guess we were maybe wrong.
Yeah. And then Egwene is like, "Yeah, but the forced bondings." And Nynaeve was like, "Yeah, but he didn't do that." And Egwene's like, "Still," and she's like, "Yeah, but are you to blame for all this shit?" And Egwene's like, "Well, that's."
No, yeah, she says yeah.
Yeah, no, but she kind of gives the answer of like, no, yeah.
I guess I have assumed that responsibility, yes.
Yes.
Which, totally fair. Yeah. And then they get mad. They're like, we need, Nynaeve, it's a good thing we brought her here because she sides with Rand too much. And I'm like, okay, but she's making sense.
But Nynaeve knows more than you do.
Yeah.
Literally, in this case, Nynaeve is more informed than they are.
Yeah.
And they should respect that a little bit more than they do in this chapter, I think.
Yeah. But Egwene is like, I have a plan. And Nynaeve is like, what if I did it instead so you didn't put yourself in danger? And Egwene is like, nah. I was like...
But if I was Nynaeve, I'd be like, hey, remember that time where I fought Mogideon in Tel'aran'rhiod and won?
Yeah,
and then I fought Robin in Tel'aran'rhiod and won. Nynaeve should be like, Egwene, fighting Forsaken in Tel'aran'rhiod is kind of my thing.
Kind of my thing, you know? Kind of all right.
It's kind of what I'm good at. Yeah. I have won a lot of battles with the Forsaken in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, can't have that.
But no, Egwene knows so much about Tel'aran'rhiod. She's going to be better at it.
Yeah, Egwene has to be the one to go on the boat and not hide her weaves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm teasing a little bit.
We cut to Perrin. Perrin is still just fighting in the Wolf Dream. Mm-hmm. And he almost gets killed by a Kraken type thing in Nightmare. It's a really cool scene.
Yeah.
I like this a lot, and I'm really excited for the final Perrin Slayer fight.
Yeah. He's working on it.
There's going to be some cool...
skills.
Yeah, there's going to be some cool Tel'aran'rhiod shit in that fight, and I'm excited for it.
I hope that the show makes it this far.
God, me too. Me too. Yeah. Although I kind of also don't. I want them to just make this an anime. I feel like there's some really cool anime shit that they could do with this, and I would like them to go animated.
Yeah.
Because the scale would be awesome.
I know.
Amazon Prime, chat with me. I'll write an animated show for you for free. I will take zero monies.
Free, wow.
Faux free.
Faux free.
I'll even show you my feet. Faux free.
Wow.
You get free fit pics. I get to make an animated show about this series.
Okay.
In which I voice all of the characters.
All of them.
My name's Cat Swain Shaddai!
No, that's a Sanshin.
Rand!
That's the Sanshin.
Oh my god, can you imagine how big the titties could be if it was animated?
Robert Jordan's dream.
Robert Jordan comes back to life. The titties are so big, Robert Jordan just wakes up and is like,
I'm back!
Bosoms!
Then we get Gawyn.
We get Gawyn.
Worst point of view to leave this on.
I know. I fucking hate Gawyn.
Guys, I have defended Gawyn, and I still think that my points were valid before now, but fuck Gawyn.
I hate Gawyn. So Gawyn's being a petty baby bitch in the fucking Rose March. And he's like, oh my god, it smells so much like roses here. My clothes are going to smell like roses for days. And I was like,
okay.
I don't think that's how that works. But Elaine is like, come have a little boat ride with me. Hey, you said that you loved Egwene? And he's like, yeah. She's like, well, maybe respect her. And he's like, but I'm a man. I don't do that, okay? I can't respect her because I have a penis.
Oh my god. I mean, it's not exactly that.
It's not what he says.
He just thinks that he knows the best when he, like, doesn't have any of the information. Like, he's like, Rand killed our mom. And Elaine is like, no, he didn't.
Well, and no, Elaine is like, he did not. I can bring you evidence. I can bring you multiple people.
Yes.
And Gawyn's like, well, you just believe him because you love him. And she's like, no. There are so many fucking people who know that he did not kill our mom. Because A, our mom's not even fucking dead. And somebody should tell Elaine that.
I really wish Elaine knew. Yeah.
These people can teleport.
I know.
These people can fucking teleport, and they're not passing information.
How? No one knows Morgase is
Rand,
alive.
Matt, Elaine, Gawyn, Nynaeve should be having regular meetings.
Nobody knows Morgase is alive. They just found out.
I know. And you know who should tell? You know what? Who should know immediately about that? Rand. Rand should know immediately because Perrin should be like, hey, Grady, can you go tell Rand this? Because you can teleport.
Probably.
I know. It is so bothersome to me that these characters... It's like when you are watching a movie and all of the problems could be solved if the characters just use the cell phones that you know they have in their pockets, but that they just don't use. Yeah. And you're like, fuck, I hate this so much.
Yeah. I did not love this moment for Gawyn because Egwene is like, Egwene,
Elaine.
Egwene is like, hey,
we'll get to that first. Sure. So Gawyn is like, Elaine lets him off the hook. He's like, you don't have to be the first prince of the sword. Right. You don't have to leave my army.
But I'll save a spot for you if you want it.
Go be with Egwene. That's where you need to be. Yeah. And he's like, great. So then he is walking and Mariel
blood knife stuff.
He's like, that's a blood knife. And they go see the Soldam, and he's like, look, I will tell my sister to put a collar on you, which is really fucking weird, if you tell me everything about the blood knife.
She will, but I'll bring it up to her.
And so she reveals a bunch of interesting information about the blood knife, including the fact that blood knives can live a month, and that blood knives will sometimes like hold off on their blood knifing, which I don't really understand. I don't
understand this. She was like, yeah, they have like a month. And I was like, I thought they had 3 days. I'm very confused.
This admittedly was not my favorite.
No.
I thought it was better when it was like, oh, at the end of the fight, as they're escaping, they cause as much of a ruckus as possible.
Yeah.
To like hide the escape, which is what I thought it was.
In the chaos in the aftermath of the immediate battle.
Yeah.
I don't know how this like blood knives have been like hanging around for a month. Because like it says 3 days. Like I'm not making that up, I swear.
Yeah, it's just it made this more. It's one of those things where like I get it. It is kind of cool, but it makes things more complicated than they need to be now.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever. So then Gawyn is like, great. Information, I need to go see Egwene. Mm-hmm. Most important thing I can do right now is go see Egwene. And then he gets a letter, and Egwene's like, come home, I need you. And he's like, fuck it, not gonna go see Egwene. Nah. She wants me there? Nah, I'm out. I only want to be there when it is against her wishes.
Yeah.
Dude, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Did not like it. Gawyn, come on, dude.
I know, I was really disappointed in this.
I have defended you so many times. You're letting me down. You're making me look like an asshole. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I
find Nicholas Reed's comment here is interesting. Gawyn is definitely acting childish, but not enough people hold Sylviana accountable for adding all that unnecessary hostility to Egwene's message. That's fair. You know what? Honestly,
it was unnecessarily aggressive. Yeah,
I will agree with that. I think that Sylviana does make this worse, but Gawyn. But again, you cannot use other people's behavior as an excuse for your lack of maturity.
And also, like, Egwene didn't write that letter. And so being mad at Egwene for the words that Sylviana penned kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
I could understand having an immediate, like, emotional reaction to it, but then you think about it for 30 seconds and you're like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just tough. I want to like Gawyn a lot because I really liked him early on. And I thought his journey with the younglings at first was so interesting. Mm-hmm. And he is just like, he is a character that I don't care for at all. And I think that Egwene can do better and should do better. Like, the problem is that, like, at this point, I don't want him to succeed. Unless he drastically changes, but I don't want these books to give him time. We're so close to the end. I don't think there's room to give Gawyn time right now.
Yeah.
And so it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, I get that.
He's not important enough to be taking up this much oxygen in the series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
We did it. We got to the end.
Crushed it. Ilshwan, welcome to the nerd table.
Hey, John, thank you for joining the Nargs.
Let's fucking go.
Hey, we didn't get spoiled today. If you're a first-time reader and you did, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Guys, we did not mean to kick the hornet's nest that is Attack on Titan. But the good news is, we're not going to be posting Attack on Titan on YouTube anymore. It's Attack on Titan is going to be Patreon exclusive from here on out.
Yeah, so hopefully
that calms down.
Go back to their mom's basement.
Or they go over there and give us money to spoil us, right? Like, sure. I think I don't know. I think that honestly, at the end of the day, no matter what we think of Attack on Titan, which is neither here nor there in this conversation, the vibe that community has brought into our community has been a negative, and I'm sorry that we didn't stop earlier.
Yeah, it makes us a little more cautious about reacting to anime in the future, because some of the
I'm gonna watch One Piece
fandoms. Sure, I'm just saying, like.
Yeah.
If
I'm gonna watch One Piece.
It's not a group that I particularly want to associate with.
Yeah.
Tallanvor, thank you for that super chat.
It will take them 3 seasons to get to their basement, though.
Yes, you know what, Sean, you are correct. Gawyn,
that is the fucking comment of the day. Holy shit.
Gawyn deserves to be made warder to Kedswain.
Tallanvor, thank you for that super chat. Gawyn deserves.
That's brutal.
Gawyn deserves to have a heroic death in the last battle, and then Egwene moves on to someone better.
Yeah. Yeah, you should honestly make your Twitter only people you follow can respond to your tweets.
I don't follow enough people, and a lot of people who respond to my tweets who I really like, but I don't want to follow their tweets.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, people
it would cut off so much of my Twitter of time discussions, because I don't want to have to go follow everybody.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, if you see spoilers, please feel free to DM us with usernames so that we can just block.
Please. If you see spoilers, just DM us their username and we'll block them.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if you are getting spoiled on things. I apologize. I'm sorry that the community is so toxic. I'm sorry that we, like, brought that into here by watching Attack on Titan. I don't know how we could have possibly known that this would be the outcome. But here we are. So, we just... We're doing our best, y'all. We're not posting it on YouTube anymore because...
Look how cool my owlbear is.
Yeah. Owlbear. Let's go.
Owlbear. Y'all, it's the end of the show, which means time to do some high-low. Clarus, do you know how this works?
I do, and I already know what my high is.
Great. We compliment sandwich this biche by Clarus doing her high, I do my low, she does her low, I do my high. Because when I was a child growing up, my family blended. And I brought up Kim, my wonderful stepdad, earlier in the show, a man that I'm very grateful to. And it was recently Father's Day, and I think it's a good time to say, Kim, you are a great dad, and I'm very grateful for all the lessons that you taught me, and for helping me become the man that I am. I think that I'm a better husband to my wife because of the example that you set for me. I don't know if you'll ever see this because it's 3 hours into a show that I don't think you've ever watched 1 minute of, but I do mean that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could have the marriage that I do have without you in my life. But Kim also brought high-low into my life. Around the dinner table at night, we would do our high-low to celebrate each other's highs and commiserate over each other's lows so that our family could be a little bit closer. And we want to feel a little bit closer to you, chat. So let's do this. Clarus, what is your high?
My high is that Perrin gets to be there for Veins of Gold.
Good high.
Like the moment I read it, I was like, I don't know. I can't put my finger on why it ties it together for me so well. I cannot wait for that moment on a reread. It was a reread. It was fucking perfect. I was so happy that there was somebody there in Rand's life.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. It made me, like, feel joy. I loved it.
I agree.
It is my high. Might be the high of the whole book for me. So, hell yeah. What is your low?
Ending the reading this week on Gawyn's, like, lowest moment for me. On a moment that I just really, like, I don't respect him for.
Yeah.
That was tough. I didn't like it. I really don't like Gawyn right now. I haven't liked Gawyn for a while, unfortunately. And
I've been trying to, like, give him, like, a bit of the benefit of the doubt. But
you give people more of a benefit of the doubt than I do.
Yeah.
Clarus, what's your low?
My low is the confusion with the blood knife stuff. I really like the idea of it, and I think that it's cool that it's the blood knives and not Masana and all of that. Stopping the reading here, maybe it's explained further, and it probably is.
Yeah.
But just having that confusion, I'm like, I feel like now I've misinterpreted, that I don't actually understand what's going on, and so I need to figure that out.
Cool. I can appreciate that.
What's your high?
My high is... There's a lot. I really liked the reading this week. There was a lot of things I really loved. I think I'm gonna go with Morgase's conversation with Galad. I don't know.
It's a really good one.
I've long loved the character of Morgase, but wanted more for her, and I really, 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 really loved reading her, really teaching Galad a lesson in such a honest and supportive way. I don't feel like she's sitting there shitting on him or like berating him.
Yeah.
It's a kind of lesson learning where she's sharing with him and trusting him and commiserating with him, right? It's like high-low, right? It's like why I think that the exercise of high-low is so powerful in life.
Yeah.
And I love the character of Morgase, and it's broken my heart what she's gone through so much.
Yeah.
And it was my favorite thing I read this week. It was the thing that I found the most moving, and it's the thing that I think I love communication, and I love good parenting, and I think that Morgase just did all of that in one fell swoop in a way that touched Galad. And I appreciated Galad's maturity in taking in that lesson and not pushing back on her, not being like, no, I know the truth, but in going, okay, there's some wisdom here. Mm-hmm. And I just appreciated everything about that moment, and I really loved it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. I thought that's probably like, my backup high, because it was so powerful, and it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Right? That reuniting, I loved it. I loved it a lot.
Yeah.
But that's book club, y'all.
That's book club. If you want to support us in any way, shape, or form, go support the Roleplay Relay.
Kickstarter.
It's in the description.
Let's go.
Robert Jordan himself was a stepdad. That is interesting. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. I bet he was a great one.
Yeah.
I give Robert Jordan shit on the show sometimes, and I know some people think it's unfair. I don't think that he was a bad guy.
No.
And I would not be surprised if he was a very good father based on the way he writes Tam.
Yes, absolutely.
Look, even in the slog, Tam was always great.
Yeah.
And I believe that Robert Jordan was probably a great dad. Just because of the way he writes parenting.
Yeah.
And the structure that he left for Brandon Sanderson to take over.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Smash that like button.
Or he was a terrible parent, and the way he wrote this series was him trying to come to terms with what he should have done.
No.
I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying it depends on when he realized Tam should be the way that he was.
You never know.
I guess we'll never know. Yeah, if you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave me comments down below, because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This week, the algorithm goddess is...
Elaine's pregnant, probably pretty hungry.
I'm
just going to say.
Hungry lady.
Yeah.
If you want to follow us on the internet, you can. I'm at nerdynightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about...
you and me.
That's right. Clarice, where would you add sex to this? And why is it Galad and Berlain fucking in front of everyone immediately?
Yeah, that's the moment they lock eyes with one another, they just start fornicating like animals on the ground. They cannot help themselves. And like the White Cloaks are like, that's the guy we picked. Is like, well, oh shit, okay. I mean, hey, everyone needs to get laid every now and again.
Bang, ding,
yeah.
ding, ding.
You know what? They deserve each other. Two hot people doing hot people stuff.
The one thing that I feel like Robert Jordan would have described this, because he wrote more descriptions than Brandon Sanderson does.
Oh, Berlin's neckline would have had a whole paragraph.
We missed out on some titty talk. No, I think when parents climbed up the mountain. Oh. What Brandon Sanderson did not describe that Robert Jordan would have is the wolves are fucking. Like, the wolves are just going to pound town.
Of course.
Rand, the energy Rand is giving off just puts them all in heat, right? So the sexual energy of the mountain is crackling. He does make people get married, yeah. Yeah. And so Perrin is actually trying to ignore the fact that around him, there's millions of wolves just fucking impregnating each other. It's crazy. Dropping loads in holes. You know what I mean? Oh.
Fucking God.
This is why the show is limited monetization.
Yeah.
I hear it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it now.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but like book club gets limited for ads.
We make no money on ads.
Heathens.
We make $0 on ads on this show. And all of our other YouTube some of our Attack on Titan gets demonetized.
Some of them get limited.
A lot of our content is like green, but we get a lot of yellow check marks for book club.
Oopsie. Yeah. Not gonna do anything about it.
Do you think wolves send nudes through their telepathy?
I mean, I guess.
Like there's just lady wolves sending like hot photos of them, like. of like memories of them that they saw in like a pool of them lying super sexy.
Right. It's all like in the shared brain. The thing though is that anyone can access that because they're all like hive mind.
Oh yeah, they're like, gentlemen, I'm open.
Yeah.
Open for business. Oh, my glory hole hour is starting now.
I'm in heat. God damn it.
Oh, where's another good sex position in this?
A sex position in this?
You know what? Like, I feel like Brigitte, that man that she's like, she tells Matt, she's like, oh man, if that man was a little bit younger.
If his nose was broken, I think he'd be really hot.
I think later that night, Brigitte goes and breaks his nose and then rides him like a fucking carousel.
Oh my God. Yeah. And he's like, you know what? Worth it.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Honestly, Brigitte could break my nose if she would then, you know.
Ride you?
If I would take a broken nose. My nose has been broken a couple of times already. You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
No, it hasn't. Your nose is perfectly straight.
Yeah, it's been fixed. You wanna know who fixed my nose? A medic at a Green Day concert.
Oh.
Did a little...
Forgot about that. Yeah, you did tell me about that.
Yeah, my nose was broken in a hockey game and my nose was broken in a Green Day concert.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I am so mad. Because, like, mine has never been broken, and it's fucking crooked, and yours is literally a perfect line.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
I think my nose was more crooked before. And that the lady just, like, really lined it up
like,
right.
Dead center? Yeah. Appreciate that. We're going to have brunch.
My nose, I feel like my nose, before the second time it broke, it wasn't as thick here. And I feel like it got, like, bigger.
The cartilage buildup will probably do that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good nose.
It's all right.
No, it's a good nose. What?
I have big nostrils.
No, it's a good nose. It suits your face.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there any other... Brand and Min, they have, like, reconciliation sex every time he comes back.
Yeah. Right? He's like, you must be so scared of me. And Min is like, no, shut the fuck up, you stupid sheep herder.
You know who fucks? Who? The maidens. They get back from standing next to Rand while the wind is blowing, and they're like, I almost died the craziest way today. I need someone to bone down with me.
Help! Yeah. 1,000%.
Do something nerdy night, y'all. Thank you, mods.
Bye, guys.
Bye.